Here's onerous.
We're negotiating right now, and it's also BRICS. You know, they have BRICS, which is basically a group of countries that are anti the United States, and India is a member of that, if you can believe it. It's an attack on the dollar.
Now, the president's not happy the Federal Reserve held off cutting interest rates like he'd been demanding. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell cited tariffs as a concern, expecting them to lead to more inflation.
And we know from surveys that companies feel that they have every intention of putting this through to the consumer, but the truth is they may not be able to in many cases.
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What forecasters are saying about the potential for flooding. Rain and 72 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 73 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick, and here's what's trending at 6:02.
Yeah, it's going to be a wet commute this morning across Indianapolis and really all of central Indiana. We've got some heavy rain moving eastward across the state.
And that is forecaster Andrew White at the National Weather Service.
We're going to see this rain sticking around through about mid-morning with coverage decreasing as we go into the afternoon.
And White says flooding is starting to pop up in some areas.
We had some rain amounts upwards of 2 to 2.5 inches towards Lafayette late last night. And even in the Indianapolis area, we had over an inch of rainfall in a half hour across the northern portions of the city, which is leading to some ponding of water on the roads.
And he adds it'll be less humid and comfortable this weekend as far as temperatures go. The pilot who died in a Greenwood plane crash on Wednesday was on a mission that was special to her. John Herrick explains.
Her name was Ann Tu Nguyen. She graduated from Purdue University and posted this on TikTok Wednesday morning before she took off.
This is more than just a flight, okay? It's a mission to inspire the next generation of Asian female pilots, aerospace engineers, and STEM professionals.
Nguyen was on a journey to be the first Vietnamese woman to complete a solo flight around the world. She was on the second leg of her journey when the crash happened. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A search warrant, drugs, a foot chase, and then a gunshot. A man died after an hours-long SWAT standoff on South Bend's east side on Wednesday. Police say they surrounded the home after a foot chase. He went back inside, started firing shots at cops, and then that's when they heard a single gunshot, and they're still looking into this. The Indiana Fever have won 3 games in a row without Caitlin Clark, thanks to Ari McDonald, who scored a career high last night, 27 points in a 107-101 win over the Phoenix Mercury.
When I seen those 2 threes go in, then I saw how easy it was, like getting into the paint. I'm like, okay, I'm converting. All right, I'm good. Like, let's keep being aggressive or just, keep taking what the defense is giving me.
And the Indiana Fever hit the road for a 4-game West Coast road trip starting tomorrow in Dallas. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic and weather together in 1 minute. It's 6:04.
Bill Estes Ford is your neighborhood truck dealer. And right now, during the Ford Summer Sales Event, we've got an amazing deal you won't want to miss. 0% APR, 0 down payment, and 0 payments for 90 days. That's 3 big zeros, which adds up to 0 excuses not to drive home in a new Ford today. Every day is truck day. Go anywhere, do anything in a new F-150, starting at just $46,295. Bill Estes Ford. Online at BillEstesFord.com.
Stock BFP 250444. Always see dealer for details.
Central Indiana knows tough, but your water shouldn't be. Indiana ranks among the hardest water in the country, and your home is paying the price. Connecticut's non-electric technology means no timer, settings, or headaches. Just water that works, even when the power doesn't. And the twin tank design means clean, soft water 24/7. Connecticut water softeners are the solution, made in the U.S. Visit ConnecticutIndy.com and mention Made in the U.S. for an additional $250 off your purchase of a softener. Connecticut, American made, Midwest tough.
All right, we have crashes, one on the east side. This is running northbound 465 before Penn Pike. Was a vehicle fire. The fire's out. Yeah. Right lane is blocked. No delay at the moment. On the west side, crash southbound 465 between Rockville Road and Washington Street. This is on the right shoulder. Again, no delay. We're starting to slow down back to Rockville Road. Please be safe over there. And in the construction, you could see slowdowns. You could see flooding today. Please watch out for that. Northbound 65 stop-and-go traffic after Keystone Avenue happening into the South Split. And flooding reported in the South Split. This is eastbound 70s. You get ready to make that split, peel off onto I-65 or go north into downtown. Yeah, flooding reported in that area. Again, watch out if you have some flooding. Turn the car around. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talkie, walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with Traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
I thought Matt was on vacation. This is awesome. Hi, Matt Bear.
Hey, what's going on, Craig?
Hey. Hi, Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist as well, who's probably not on vacation. How are you doing, bud?
Not on vacation. I'm wonderful, though. Good to be with you guys. It is wet. You heard Matt Bear talking about it. It has been some heavy rain, and you can bank on that for the morning drive here for the next few hours. Bus stop's going to be wet for the kiddos. Nothing severe, but you could have some pretty heavy downpours, so just be careful. It does kind of dry out after lunchtime, and the payoff is much cooler temperatures and lower humidity. We've already hit our high of 77. Afternoon temperatures will be in the low 70s later on today. Clear skies, cooler conditions should be beautiful overnight, a low of 62. Can't ask for better weather for the opening day of the Indiana State Fair tomorrow. Sunny, cooler, comfortable, a high of 79. And the weekend is about as nice. Saturday, sunshine, highs in the upper 70s. Sunday, mostly sunny, low humidity, but warm, and highs into the low 80s.
Thank you very much, Marcus Bailey. Right now, it is 6:07 Thursday morning. Katz Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. Thrilled to be with you. A bunch of stuff out there to talk about, of course, in the news. And yet part of me is just kind of happy that I just heard Matt Bear's voice because I thought that he was totally going to be on vacation today. And I like hanging out with Matt and with Carl every morning on this show. All right, let's do this. Jake Tapper, I want to give you a chance just to respond, is what he said. Trump is accusing you of insider trading. That would be Nancy Pelosi, who he had on his show the other day. Remember, Jake Tapper is also the guy who, instead of telling you the news, wrote a book about the things that he was claiming were in the news. I don't know why he did that way and didn't actually just tell you what was, oh, yeah, I do, because he's trash as far as a news commentator goes. So this is not something you should have high hopes about going well, him interviewing Nancy Pelosi. But here is her response to the fact that she made a bunch of money through insider trading, and a lot of people know it.
Nancy Pelosi became rich.
Why do you have to read that? We're here to talk about the 60th anniversary of Medicaid. That's what I agreed to come to talk about.
Yeah, but I wanted
what that means in the election.
I wanted to give you a chance just to respond. He accused you of insider.
I love how mad she was at the start of this. She's like, darn it, Jake Tapper. Why would you ask me a relevant news question? I thought that this was CNN, and you were just going to tell me or talk about whatever it is that I asked you to discuss and nothing else. How dare you make me have to answer the question about how rich I am?
Trading. What's your response to that?
That's ridiculous. In fact, I very much support the stop the trading of members of Congress. Not that I think anybody's doing anything wrong. If they are prosecuted and they go to jail. But because of the confidence it instills in the American people, don't worry about this. But I have no concern about the obvious investments that had been made over time. I'm not into it. My husband is, but it isn't.
I'm not into it. My husband is. I don't know. Who knows even what I invest in? How dare you bring this up at all, is the way that she's kind of speaking. And what's insane about that, like truly insane, is that if you look at Nancy Pelosi's investment career, she's one of the most successful agents in the history of Wall Street. She's one of the most successful individuals from where she started and where she's going to end up. And so obviously, if she's not into it, even more so that's admitting to insider trading because she has no idea what she's doing. By her own admission, she's just told what's about to happen. She goes to the market and buys the things she was told to buy by the people that are telling her what to do. And then boom, all of a sudden she's worth millions and millions of dollars. I love that she also said she supports it. It's interesting to support the idea that something needs to go away, that, Josh Hawley's bill deserves to be passed if you also don't think anything bad is happening. You're like, yeah, nobody's doing anything bad. But also it should go away because it'd be a good thing if it did, if we all stopped becoming incredibly wealthy off of the insider trading information we have. It's insane. But all these trades are made in her name, and she claims she knows very little, if anything, about this. And it's really just her husband who's doing all the work. That is hilarious in how bad of a defense it is. And obviously she didn't want to talk about the question at all, which makes you wonder why. And it's a pretty easy question to answer, the why, because she knows how ridiculously guilty she is. All right, we'll take a break. There's a lot to talk about today beyond just Pelosi and how she should probably be prosecuted and imprisoned for the amount of insider trading she's done. But we'll get to a lot of stuff throughout the show. This is Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
This is Gary Dick raising money for a new ballpark at 6:32.
I thought Matt was on vacation.
Brought to you by the proud members of the Indiana Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions who build Indiana. We are LIUNA.
You know, sometimes dealing with home service contractors can be frustrating, whether it's missed appointments, sloppy workmanship, or just a general sense of indifference about helping you. Frustrating hardly describes that experience, Hammer.
And that's why we want to welcome a new advertiser to the Hammer and Nigel family, somebody you're going to be hearing quite a bit about in the coming months, Victor's Home Solutions.
Victor's installs the highest quality roofs available for your home, and they take all those negative stereotypes and turn them on their head.
They start with the basics, prompt, follow-up, showing up to appointments on time. And then they go above and beyond with installation teams that are so skilled, so precise, that Victor's is able to offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install.
5-star customer service and perfect installation. You're going to be really impressed with Victor's. They're the only roofer Hammer and I recommend to our listeners. It all starts with a free 21-point roof inspection. Call 1-866-VICTORS or victors.com.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun, brought to you by Mishalis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Mishalis happens to help you through it.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel Show, we got a lot of giveaways for you. Tickets to go see Kansas with Jefferson Starship. Tickets to go see Jason Aldean. Tickets to the Indiana State Fair. The biggest stories, the biggest laughs. 93 WIBC.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
What up, Craig? Southbound 465 east side. Crash on the exit ramp to Penn Pike. And right now that ramp is open. It is partially blocked. Checking out the west side. Crash southbound 465 heading to Washington Street, US 40. And that ramp is open, but it is partially blocked. Slowing down going into the south split from Raymond Street, northbound 65. Stop and go. That's a 2-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy Button is back with even more easy present for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples, that was easy. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. It looks like finally things are going to be cooling down in Indianapolis, which is very nice because all the hot days have just been ridiculous. There are showers and thunderstorms, of course, in the forecast. High near 75 right now in downtown Indianapolis. It's 73 with thunderstorms, fog, rain, all the things. That temperature is brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC. I mean, I gotta wait for this to build. There you go. This is Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. Thrilled to say that Matt Baer is hanging out with us. Carl Showbiz is hanging out with us. We got the whole team here this morning, so that's awesome. Lots of things out there to talk about. Here's one. A poll asked people how seriously they take their birthday, and 22% of Americans said extremely seriously is how they handle their own birthday, meaning that they want everything. They want a party, they want the cake, they want presents, they want the whole thing. It's a very important day, and they take it extremely seriously. Apparently, and I don't believe in zodiac signs all that much, specifically Sagittarius and Leos think that their birthday is very important. Again, according to the internet. What do you guys think about this?
It's the year of the sloth. I go by the Chinese zodiac, and that's kind of what I'm in right now. All
right.
I got a lecture on this lately. I've got to do better about this. This is a me thing. I got to do better with birthdays because I don't recognize my own, which I know it leaves me out of 78% of America.
Yes.
But I don't recognize my own, and I need to do a better job of recognize other people's. My parents sent me a birthday card, and it said "Happy Birthday," and then you open it up, and in the birthday card lettering, it says, "Birthdays are about celebrating other people and making them important." And I'm like, damn, I got a lecture even on my birthday. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
I hate to admit this, but I forgot my mom's birthday this year. I mean, I remembered it, but it wasn't the birthday day. It was after. And so I shot the text, like, I'm sorry, I didn't text the other day. This is happy birthday. And then I sent like 4 more, like throughout the day. I'm like, and this is another happy birthday just because I forgot the day and I'm really sorry about it. I don't know. I'm like you, Matt. I don't really care about my own. It doesn't have to be a special day. It's Halloween. So, like, people do stuff anyway.
There you go.
So, it feels kind of special, even if nobody's celebrating me. But, I forget everybody's birthday. I got a buddy of mine. We've been friends since we were little kids. And every year he sends me a text or a message of some kind on my birthday. And every year I forget his. And it's a big thing that he's like, I don't know. We've been friends for almost 20 years now. At some point, are you going to remember to shoot me a happy birthday text? And I'm like, maybe. I think so.
If I haven't done it by now, star, what's the issue?
I've done the belated birthday, though, again, for the guy. So I feel good about that. But, Carl, what about you?
Oh, yeah. I love my birthday because it's the only nice thing in the winter, right? And my birthday's in February, so it's always dreary.
So true.
Yeah. I got you. When in February? Is it close to Valentine's Day or no?
It's towards the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I almost became a leap baby.
Gotcha. My brother's birthday is very close to Valentine's Day, and he hates that. He's very upset about that all the time.
Well, he's the one that's supposed to be getting the gifts then. He doesn't have to give it to his lady.
There you go. That's not how it works, though. That's what he says. This is not how it actually happens. All right. Some other things out there I saw. Home Depot will be selling an app-controlled Ultra Skeleton, or Ultra Skelly, they'll call it, this holiday season. 6.5 feet tall. You can control it again, as I said, with your phone. It costs about $300. I don't know why they're doing this. The original giant skeleton there was like 12 feet tall. So it's smaller, this one, but it's fully controlled by your telephone.
I mean, can it clean the bathtub or do something useful? Okay, listen, I'm being way too complex. Can it boil water? Does it have one function it can actually do other than being, hey, look, I have an AI skeleton that's going to murder me in 10 years anyways after the upgrade?
There you go. I don't think it can, but I would love it if it could, because how ridiculous would that be if, like, you have a decoration that for a month is sitting outside in your lawn, and then the rest of the year is cleaning your dishes. Like, you just have the skeleton inside doing dishes. That would be amazing. And they need to make that.
I would risk my life or my inevitable demise from the robot skeleton just to see it do dishes or something like that. Just to see it do. Yeah. Otherwise, this just feels like, getting a Hummer. Everybody wanted a Hummer for a while there just because they were cool. The vehicle. Carl, come on. I'm going to throw my hands at you. Thank you.
The vehicle.
Everybody was buying a Hummer. Damn it. Yes. Everybody was buying a Hummer for a while there just because it was cool. Now everybody wants a robot AI skeleton, even though it has no function whatsoever. It's just something to put in the garage or maybe ride with you in your Hummer, like in Shotgun or something. But again, there's no practicality of either. You drive a Hummer, you look cool. You have an AI robot skeleton to look cool. Otherwise, there's no use for it.
You know what's funny about you crapping all over the Hummer real quick? And this is outside of everything Carl is enjoying about that topic, is that I've told you before that my mother lives in South Bend, Indiana, and Mishawaka has a Hummer plant. And people thought that it would be a strategic, strike thing, especially after 9/11. People really thought that on the list of places to be hit after, New York City would be Mishawaka because of the Hummer plant. Because they thought it was that popular, that important. Guess what? Terrorists never targeted it because I don't think they know it exists. But it's just interesting that you said that. And then I thought back to being reminded time and again by people in Mishawaka how likely it was that was a high priority target.
Look how close you came, St. Joseph County. You had no idea. No, I get it with Mishawaka. They have the last good mall in America or in Indiana right now. It's really beautiful. I think
what mall is that?
Oh, it's I can't even remember. It's South Bend, Mishawaka, and it's just this really, really nice mall. And actually,
University Park Mall.
Yeah, University Park Mall. That's what it's called.
Oh man, that's a good thing now.
And I feel like because I'm insulting, the fashion mall on the north side here in Indianapolis, because that's a good mall too. I mean, hey, I know my malls, and I'm going to tell you,
dude. I used to hang out at University Park Mall in high school. That's a cool thing now. This is a good thing.
I always thought it was, but I was from a small town that didn't have any malls.
Yeah. That's great.
Me and my me and my two buddies got lost one time in Mishawaka, and we were just trying to find University Park Mall. I kid you not. We got pulled over, and they said we were dealing drugs, and no, we're just trying to go to the mall. It was really uncomfortable.
Depends on when you went to University Park Mall. You might have been dealing drugs.
Oh God. Right.
To be honest, yeah.
And the last words the cop said to us, this is not a good place to get lost in. It's not a good place to deal crack in either. And I was like, okay, no getting lost in this neighborhood and no dealing crack. Got it. I'm done.
I would have loved to ask the cop what's a good place to deal crack. Just out of curiosity.
Thank you.
Like where in the area do you think is an optimum location for the crack dealer?
Three guys just out of high school. Hey, where is a good place to deal crack around Mishawaka right now? If you don't mind pointing us in the right direction, we tried going northeast, but then got to the interstate. We had to turn around. So if you could help us.
Oh, man. By the way, I'm not going to talk about it right now, but I am curious. We have been creating this digital product that we hope to release soon. And Matt told a story on it. Is that story only for the digital product?
For right now, it is. I mean, as a matter of fact, the person I talked to, our executive producer, Matt Hiblin, and I kind of had a discussion. Let's just say for now,
we're cool. So when that comes out, people are definitely going to have to listen to the podcast because Matt had a life experience that he told us all about, and it was quite amazing, quite interesting, his life experience. But again, we're not talking about it here. Well, we're just previewing the fact that it exists somewhere else in the near future.
I feel bad because it involves a strip mall massage parlor, and that's why we're kind of leaning towards whether or not I'm going to talk about it. So
I got you.
It's all a true story for that matter. So,
it is all a true story, unlike the crack dealing. That's not true. But after you hear the strip mall story, you're going to think he's a crack dealer. We understand.
Still, through all that trepidation, made it to University Park Mall. Thank you very much. And we did go to Spencer's Gifts. I'm telling you.
Of course you went to Spencer's Gifts. This is weird. This is a strange morning show for me to be talking about University Park Mall for this long. It was not on my agenda of things to do.
Anybody in Northern Indiana is like that's been there is like, you had to go to University Park Mall if you wanted a mall. That's
sure.
What you
everything
had to do.
On Grape Road, man, out there. That's the strip of that area. Oh, man. All right, we'll take a break. I'll probably stop talking about South Bend at some point soon. Matt's got traffic for us, a lot going on, more to get to. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, the Morning News.
We play like a champion today, don't forget. Looking at northbound 465 on the east side, vehicle fire before Penn Pike, and that's blocking the right lane. Stop traffic back to I-70. Westbound 70 at Arlington Avenue. It's a crash blocking the left lane. Stop and go traffic back to Shadeland Avenue. Westbound 70 out of the south split slowing to west. And on the west side, crash southbound 465 before Washington Street. A crash on the exit ramp to Washington Street. That ramp is open. It is partially blocked. And then northbound 65 up in the Pike. This is a crash between 71st and 86th Street. It's on the shoulder, slowing us back to 71st. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Makes summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry! Offer ends September 1st. IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Casey's being a lazy bum and took the day off, so I couldn't possibly carry on without her. I'm out too.
In the meantime, listen to the guys taking our place Thursday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Big rain today in Indianapolis. If storms over the summer damaged or dinged your roof or siding, well, Concrete Exteriors is now offering free inspections to assess the condition of your home. From blown-offs, full replacements, Concrete Exteriors knows the insurance process and we'll find the best budget for your heart and home. Help your home find the fountain of roofs. Trust a company that was here before the storm and will be long after. Schedule today. ConcreteExteriors.com, 317 Roofing. Concrete Exteriors, referred for a reason for over 15 years.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com. By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220. That's Tony Katz to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
You know that feeling of a fresh, clean home? This is Denny Smith for Zero Res, and Zero Res is celebrating National Carpet Cleaning Month with a great summer special. Get 3 rooms Zero Resified and get 1 room free and $50 off air duct cleaning too. Just think about everything that's always left behind in and on your floors. Dirt, dust, allergens, pet dander, and stains. Vacuuming is just not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of carpet. Zero Res can clean virtually any surface in your home. And remember, Zero Res's patented ZR water cleans with no soaps, no residue, and no harsh chemicals. It's clean, safe, and effective. And that's why they have a 4.9 rating on Google with over 5,000 reviews. With the aftermath of graduation parties, summer barbecues, holidays, and family festivities, it really is time to call in the Zero Res pros to do the pit stop on your floors. Just call Zero Res, mention WIBC, and when you get 3 rooms Zero Resified, you'll get 1 room free and $50 off air duct cleaning too. ZeroResIndy.com.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Your windshield wipers are working overtime this morning. Rain in downtown Indianapolis, 72 degrees. Your high today, 78. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30. Depending on where you are this morning, you might see some flooding in low-lying areas, and it can happen pretty quickly, says forecaster Andrew White at the National Weather Service.
Well, we get these really heavy rain rates. You can see the flooding start, really as soon as the rain starts to wrap up within that 30 to 40 minutes. And some of those areas closer to the streams and creeks might take a little bit longer in the time scale of an hour or two.
And the heavy rain is causing problems in your commute. Matt Bear will be along in a couple of minutes from the WIBC Traffic Center to fill you in on that. There was talk about whether former Vice President Kamala Harris would run for California governor. Now she's made her choice. Here's Fox's Kevin Cork.
The Vice President of the United States under Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, says she will not run for governor in California in 2026, putting to end, at least for now, the speculation that she might seek the state's top executive role. Quoting now, "I have given serious thought to asking the people of California for the privilege to serve as their governor. I love this state. It is my home, but after deep reflection, I've decided that I will not run for governor in this election." Now, the last two words of that statement should not be overlooked, as it is obvious it leaves the door ajar for maybe another political opportunity in the future at the top job in the state.
And she was considered to be the leading contender against current Governor Gavin Newsom. TikTok is testing Footnotes, a feature that lets you add context to videos. If enough people with different views find a note useful, it becomes visible to others, as follows a similar stop by X and Meta to do the same thing. Gas prices across Indianapolis this morning are on the rise, $3.28 a gallon for regular unleaded, says Gas Buddy. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports in 3 minutes. It's 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. Tipton has a proud baseball tradition, with Little League teams playing on fields just south of Tipton City Park as early as the 1930s. But the baseball complex was demolished in 2023, leading city leaders, chiefly Mayor Keegan Schmicker, to embark on a plan to rebuild the fields. The city has already taken out a $2 million loan for the project and is now asking for the community to help raise another $1 million.
I think from a very traditional perspective of baseball, especially for our youngest participants, it really offers the opportunity for our community to commune together, that they get to come and watch their children and grandchildren play together, their nieces and nephews.
Parkview Health does not have a hospital in the Indianapolis area, but it does have a media presence as it continues to expand its footprint. The Fort Wayne-based hospital chain began seeking to increase its name recognition in June by airing emotional TV spots during the NBA Finals featuring the Indiana Pacers. Parkview recently announced 2 new facilities in Grant County, and on July 1, it took over Logansport Memorial Hospital in Cass County as Parkview Logansport Hospital. The 10-acre estate of the late Indianapolis Colts owner Jim Irsay hit the market Wednesday afternoon, listing for $12 million. The Carmel estate, bordering Crooked Stake Golf Club, features a nearly 26,000 square foot main residence with 6 bedrooms and 12 bathrooms and a 2,700 square foot guest house. Irsay, who led the Colts as owner for nearly 30 years, died in his sleep May 21st at the age of 65. You're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are men and women building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LIUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress, from the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, invest in connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
With more than 1 million Hoosiers facing food insecurity, the Indiana State Department of Agriculture is handing out $2 million to food banks around the state. The ISDA says each of the state's 11 food banks will get a share of the money, which in turn helps supply food pantries, churches, and other nonprofit organizations that work in communities. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
All right, Gary, we are crashing right now, looking at Pike Township, northbound 65 between 71st and 86. Crash blocking the left lane and stopping traffic back to I-465. Right now, delay time just there is 29 minutes. Also in the same area, southbound 465 at West 56, that is a crash. Southwest side, southbound 465 crash before Washington Street. It's on the exit ramp, partially blocking that exit ramp. It is open. Looking at the south side crash, it's eastbound 465 between Kentucky Avenue and Mann Road. The inside shoulder is blocked. Looking at the east side, westbound 70 at Arlington Avenue, crash blocking the left lane and stopping traffic back to I-465. And then we have a crash. Lawrence, northbound 465, shy of Penn Pike. This is a vehicle fire cleanup, and the right lane is closed, causing stop-and-go traffic back to I-70. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry. Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Showers and thunderstorms likely throughout the day today. Thunderstorms, heavy rain, everything happening this morning, too. A high near 75. Right now in downtown Indianapolis, it is 73 degrees. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC with sports. Brian Hedrick.
Craig, good morning. The Indiana Fever are climbing the WNBA standings.
Final score, Fever 107, Mercury 101. And now you know the Fever have won 3 in a row.
And that's John Nolan on the Indiana Fever Radio Network. The Fever hit the road for 4 games out west starting tomorrow in Dallas. Here's head coach Stephanie White talking about Arie McDonald, who scored a career-high 27 points.
Arie gives us another player who can get downhill. Her speed was on full display today. Another player who can handle the ball.
And tomorrow night's game in Dallas starts at 7:30. The Indiana Hoosiers football team had their first fall practice yesterday. IU head coach Curt Cignetti.
You got to put the work in. You got to find the edge every day. It's that kind of business where the margin for error is very slim.
Season opener, August 30th against Old Dominion. Kickoff at 2:30. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Are you ready to build your custom dream home? Joyner Homes is ready to make your dream come true. Over 18 years, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, have built hundreds of homes in central Indiana. And the best place to start is JoynerHomes.com. That's where you'll find pricing, photos of completed Joyner homes to inspire you, available home sites, and info on where you can visit their model homes, and a lot more. Be sure to check out Joyner Homes' 5-star Google reviews. Get started today at JoynerHomes.com.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. A bunch of stuff to talk about that out there today. Canada is joining France. This is unsurprising because of the long history of those two countries in recognizing Palestine as a state. That is surprising that it's a thing they're both doing. This is something that President Trump reacted to on Truth Social by saying, wow, Canada just announced that it is backing statehood for Palestine. That will make it very hard for us to make a trade deal with them. Oh, Canada, he put. This is disappointing and upsetting, and it can make you very mad, depending on who you are, for a lot of reasons. The biggest one is anyone who's backing Palestine is also backing a terrorist organization. Hamas is still in charge there. They still run the Gaza Strip, which is a very, very small piece of land. So giving statehood, recognizing statehood for Palestine now during this conflict is essentially saying we stand with the terrorists and the horrible things they did to get to the point where we think it now makes sense to recognize them. Of course, the United States won't do this. And honestly, I think this is actually also causing any sort of peace deal to be obliterated, because if there was a moment where Gaza thought it was defeated, where Hamas thought they were defeated. They no longer will feel that way as they're getting support from countries by, being recognized as a state. And the thing is, and I know this is fairly easy for people to understand, hopefully, it doesn't matter in the long, grand scheme of thing to me whether or not you recognize Palestine as a state, because that conflict will still exist. Those two places hate each other and will hate each other forever. And so they'll continue to provoke Israel. This doesn't solve the problem. The idiots, and I don't know that there are many of them out there that think this does, believe that once Gaza has been recognized for its statehood, Palestine has been recognized as a state, then all the tension will just go away. And that's ridiculous. Yes, it will hamper Israel's ability to defend itself against the terrorists who go into their country and kill people. It will prevent some of that, which is bad. But outside of that, it won't do anywhere near as much to cause the relief of tension that, say, not doing this right now during this conflict and allowing for a peace deal to be reached, even one that Hamas is unlikely to follow. They were in a peace deal when they attacked Israel in the first place. So getting back to one of those at least allows the conflict to end without invigorating the side that started the conflict via a terrorist attack. It's profoundly sad to see this happen. And honestly, I think that President Trump is right to use the force of the United States economy to try to push Canada to do the right thing and stop doing the horrible thing that it's doing with France. All right, quick break. A lot coming up. As Craig Collins filling in, Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Check out what's going on with 93 WIBC.
Catch the first day with Terry Stacy live at the Indiana State Fair this Sunday, 11 to 1 at the Dairy Bar. Try the new key lime pie milkshake. Don't miss the 1,600-pound cheese sculpture in the Ag Hort building. Visit winnersdrinkmilk.com.
Hey, it's Matt Bear here for Trajan Wealth, my fiduciary advisors who always act in my best interest. The clock is ticking. Retirement is coming soon. And we need to start our smart money management. Trajan Wealth presents Retirement on the Brink, a new documentary that reveals the risks that could derail your future. Reserve VIP seats for this one-night only event at retirementonthebrink.com. It's at Flex Brew House, September 25th at 6 p.m., highlighting options to mitigate risk during times when the markets are unpredictable. This is a must-see movie event for anyone nearing retirement or just wanting to put together a roadmap on how to direct their retirement portfolio. Give Trajan Wealth a call. Book your VIP seat at 800-670-0366. That's 800-670-0366, or go to retirementonthebrink.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Don Fisher here for QC Kinetics. I want to share with you the best thing I've done for my knee pain. I've been hearing commercials about the groundbreaking treatments that QC Kinetics offers for months. Meantime, my chronic knee pain had hit an all-time high threshold. I wanted to stay active and enjoy playing golf again without the pain. So I decided to call and book an appointment. And what I found out was that QC Kinetics is the non-surgical solution. I have no knee pain and feel like I did 10 years ago. And it's all because of the non-invasive therapy from QC Kinetics.
Discover the solution to joint pain with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. For a free consultation, call 463-282-6886.
I'm back to playing golf and enjoying life. Take it from me, this is the best call you can make to relieve your orthopedic pain.
For your free consultation, call QC Kinetics today. 463-282-6886. 463-282-6886.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
Yeah, Craig, we have multiple incidents all over the city right now. I am looking at northbound 65. That is a crash between 71st and 86th Street. Left lane block. Stop back to I-465 interchange. Northwest side crash. Southbound 465 at West 56th Street. Southwest side crash. Southbound 465 before Washington Street. It's on the exit ramp. The ramp's partially blocked. Crash eastbound 465 between Kentucky Avenue and Mann Road. Looking at northbound 65, that is stop-and-go traffic after Keystone Avenue into the south split because of construction, and reporting flooding in eastbound 70 in the south split. Watch out for that exit ramp. I do see a bus off to the side of the ramp off to the right shoulder. Watch out for flooding today. Westbound 70 slow out of the south split to West Street. Crash east side westbound 70 at Arlington Avenue. Left lane blocked. We are stopped back to I-465 interchange. East side northbound 465, earlier vehicle fire. The fire is out. This is shy of Penn Pike, blocking the right lane, causing stop traffic back to I-70. And then north of Penn Pike, northbound 465, a stall. Again, after Penn Pike, blocking the center lane, causing stop traffic back to Pendleton Pike. Inbound 69, stop and go traffic from 106th Street to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry. Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Showers, thunderstorms, mainly before 1 o'clock today. Yep, there's a lot of that. High near 75. Definitely going crazy right now outside. 73 in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. You have Matt and Carl hanging out, as they do every single morning on this show. There's a brand new term that's being thrown around to describe people. I would like to see if they can guess what it means. So we'll try this out. The term is sloppers. For some reason, people are calling other people sloppers. Do we know why?
No, it's like when you're trying to eat a bowl of chili and you spill it all over the carpet. It just goes over the top of the rim of the chili bowl and just all over the carpet. No, I mean, I think it's a fantastic something to call something. I love the
slopper.
Name. What is a slopper, Craig? What is a slopper?
Does Carl want to take a shot at guessing about this or no?
Carl?
I know what he wants to guess.
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
Yep, I knew it.
Fair enough.
That's not what it is. A slopper, by the way, is someone who uses AI to create all kinds of stuff that's often garbled, low-effort online content, according to people. So it's AI slop. So they're calling these people sloppers, people who use AI for social media reasons or any reason, really, to communicate with anyone, even your friends. If you can't text them back, but you go to ChatGPT and ask it what to do, this is a slopper. And people are saying that they're fed up with the sloppers that are out there in the world. I don't know that I'd notice, to be totally honest. Like, it's not a thing I think about. If someone, used ChatGPT to communicate with me or put something up on social media. And to be honest, the best way to probably prevent this from being a thing that people do is just not be entertained by it, which hopefully we're not. But if we are, I guess, don't really care. But they're calling it a good slur if you're called a slopper.
Yeah, I'm all sorts of confused by this. There's a couple of things here that, I mean, first off, like you said, how do you know? How do you know they're writing with AI? And do you know enough to accuse somebody of doing that? I mean, seriously, it's your word against theirs. I mean, it's just like it's so many things. So the court of public opinion weighs it and says, yes, you're a slopper, or yes, you're not. I don't know. Even with that, I don't tell anybody how to make their money. I mean, if you're using AI to advance whatever you're advancing and people are eating it up, I'm not going to be mad about that. Just make sure the information is accurate, which we don't do either. So it's all good. Do whatever you want. I mean, it's fun.
Well, you know what's funny about that? I remember there were like AI sports writers for a bit for some like newspapers, and they were just making up teams and stuff. Like they were saying that the score between this team and this team was something, and people were like, I don't think that high school exists. And then you could tell that like that's AI just making things up. Outside of that, you're right. If it at least makes logical sense, then no one is going to admit that they used AI to do it. They'll take credit. They'll be like, I wrote that. How dare you? Leave me alone. And it is your word against theirs. And at that point, I don't care. I don't care at all.
AI says just throw a central at the end of it and you have a high school.
There is somebody in my family. I don't want to out who it is, but someone in my family who uses ChatGPT now a lot. Like it's changed very, and it's not for like texting friends and family. It's for professional reasons. But like I've noticed all of a sudden that almost everything gets filtered through GPT. For this individual. Obviously, it's not me, since I can't even come up with the name of it. And I think that's interesting, and the person says that ChatGPT is like learning and getting better at helping with all the things professionally. And I know a lot of people are turning to AI now for all kinds of like job related stuff, but it's just fascinating to me to see how it slowly has picked up within people I know. And they're using it more and more and more and pretty much all the time. And they say it makes life way easier for them.
People have to be very careful because if they're getting AI to do their jobs, pretty soon the employer is going to realize why not just have the AI.
It depends on how you do it, I think, in all honesty. Because, I agree with you, Carl, that there's a lot of professions where that's absolutely a risk. But there's other professions where I wonder, if it isn't. I don't know. It's weird because, like, I've seen this slowly take off. The person in my life who is doing this just texted me. They're like, you talking about me? I'm like, yeah, I am talking about you. That's funny. Anyway, moving on from that. But yes, I am talking about you. It's interesting to see like how it's utilized. I think if you use it intelligently, meaning you recreate some of the stuff that it gives you, that you can kind of claim it's your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can. And again, if you're looking to expedite content, just be maybe a content farm of some sorts and just put out social media posts, a unique quantity. Well, then, yeah, go for it. AI, more power to you. But back to your point where they say AI is learning. I mean, you're learning how to do AI, and maybe if you're professional enough, to take the time to proofread your social media. But outside of that, you're not learning to write. You're not becoming a better writer. So as curmudgeonly as that sounds, and as get off my lawn as that sounds, there's still not a whole lot of learning to the process. Again, this is not judgment on me. You go make your money however you want to make your money, and more power to you. I will support you. I think it's awesome. But if you're looking to get better at your own writing, then I don't think AI is the answer. I don't think that's the direction there.
Yeah, I agree. That makes sense. I guess the thing that's interesting to me is like it's inevitable, right? Like the AI revolution thing, it's inevitable. And there's people that I know that I don't think are using it, in a bad way, but they're just using it more and more. They found an avenue to incorporate it into their day-and-day like workflow, and now they're doing it. And the funny thing is, I love the industry we work in as AI becomes more of a thing. Because I don't think you'll ever have a really successful like AI radio host. I just don't think that's going to occur, mostly because people don't want to listen to a computer. You want to listen to a human being, and even if it sounds good, the minute that people find out it's not a human, they'll be very upset by that information, I would assume. And so
it would upset me. I mean, I think about my favorite radio host of all time, and I'd want to listen for the personalities, and I want to listen because of that person. And that's the cool thing I always enjoyed about listening to the radio is I kind of feel like I'm part of that person's family. You kind of like, you think you know that person, and it would be a real turnoff to me if all of a sudden it was like, oh, yeah, this is a robot doing everything for me. I'm like, no, I want to feel like I'm getting to know somebody. I mean, that's a personal preference to me. I get it. But just finding out that it would be some sort of computer-generated voice, that's not going to work with me. It'd be like marrying a robot to me.
Yeah, and that's the reason that I think that also in the world of social media and young people and how they turn to that, they'll also be upset if they find out the things they most like are just computer-generated stuff and not stuff for them. But anyway, we were talking about sloppers. That is the new term. Carl definitely thought it meant something else. This is the Tony Katz, the Morning News Show. My name is Craig Collins filling in. I'll be back in a bit. Matt's got your traffic.
Craig, we have to watch out for flooding today. Flooding reported eastbound 70 in the south, split on the ramp 265. Also, bad flooding reporting 10th and Sherman on the east side. Could be anywhere today. Please turn the car around if you get into a flood zone or anything that looks like high water. East side, vehicle fire cleanup continues. Northbound 465 before before Penn Pike, blocking the right lane. Northbound 465 after Penn Pike, that is a crash blocking 2 center lanes. We are stopped on northbound from Penn Pike back to Washington Street. Westbound 78 Arlington Avenue crash blocking the left lane, stopping us to 465. Pike Township crash northbound 65 after 71st, blocking the left lane, stopping us back to 465. West Side crash southbound 465 shy of Washington on the exit ramp. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with our best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry! Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
I'm Angelique Gibson. I'm in union labor from Local 120.
For members of Labor's International Union of North America, like Angelique, giving back is part of their commitment to the Indy community.
The main thing I volunteered for was the Back to School Bash. It's a backpack program for kids 12 and under.
When Indy or surrounding communities need help, LIUNA steps up.
When kids go back to school, they don't have backpacks 9 times out of 10, low-income families, and this just helps them out.
For the members of LIUNA who volunteer, it's commitment to being part of something bigger than themselves.
You know, when they start school on that first day, they got pencils, they got papers, they got notebooks, they got binders.
This is Chris Bricky, business manager of Labor's Local 120. While all our members are skilled, highly trained men and women, we are also your friends, neighbors, Little League coaches, and volunteers here in Indy.
I just feels good to knowing that I'm helping somebody that needs help.
We build Indy for good jobs and stronger communities. We are LIUNA Local 120.
He went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris.
Texas!
Then it's off to Rome.
Georgia!
And you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin.
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Hi, this is Zach from Ingledow Tree Experts. When it comes to the health and beauty of your trees, trust Ingledow Tree Experts. Our certified arborists ensure your trees are trimmed, removed, and cared for with precision. Summer is the perfect time to schedule fall pruning. Call now for your free estimate and let us handle the hard work. 317-903-0102 or visit ingledowtreeexperts.com for more information. Ingledow Tree Experts, where your trees come first.
Your child is 18, and suddenly you no longer have legal access to their medical info, even in an emergency. No health decisions, no financial help, nothing, unless you plan ahead. That's why Trust and Will created the Young Adult Plan. It includes HIPAA authorization, healthcare directives, and power of attorney. Everything your child needs to stay protected and stay connected. Go to trustandwill.com and get your Young Adult Plan for just $69, because turning 18 shouldn't mean cutting parents out of the picture. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
2 of the best summertime traditions are back. The Indiana State Fair and the Indiana Farmers Dairy Bar since 1941. This year featuring the key lime pie milkshake and the smoked Gouda Q grilled cheese with Gouda cheddar barbecue sauce on Texas toast. The Indiana Farmers Dairy Bar since 1941. Open 9 to 9 at the Indiana State Fair, across from the Coliseum. Brought to you by American Dairy Association Indiana, your Hoosier Dairy Farm families. Find out more at winnersdrinkmilk.com.
Hammer and Nigel Show, we got a lot of giveaways for you. Tickets to go see Kansas with Jefferson Starship. Tickets to go see Jason Aldean. tickets to the Indiana State Fair. The biggest stories, the biggest laughs, 93 WIBC.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, cars trapped underneath water and flooding in low-lying areas after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis at 7 o'clock.
He was arrested while getting a haircut. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Ending a 5-day manhunt in Arkansas for a suspected killer accused of murdering a couple on a hiking trail.
If you commit a violent, senseless act here in our state, our law enforcement will hunt you down and bring you to justice.
Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. That suspect, James McGann, who's a school teacher, is charged with double murder. And Clinton and Kristen Brink's deaths, they were with their young daughters when they were attacked. The 7- and 9-year-old girls were unharmed physically, but they lost their parents. The day before new tariffs go into effect on imports from around the world, there's a new trade deal with South Korea setting a 15% tariff there.
President Trump posts on Truth Social, South Korea will spend $350 billion on investments owned and controlled by the United States and buy $100 billion worth of liquefied natural gas or other energy products. South Korea also agrees to open up trade to American vehicles and agriculture.
That's Fox's Chris Foster. The president just posted on Truth Social, tariffs are making America great and rich again. And he's also reacted to Canada joining Britain, threatening to recognize a Palestinian state if Israel does not agree to a ceasefire. The president added that will make it very hard for us to make a trade deal, ending the post with, "Oh, Canada." An American negotiator goes to Israel for talks today about the war against Hamas in Gaza.
Reports indicate U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff may visit the Gaza Strip when he comes to the region to see the humanitarian situation firsthand.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv amid growing concern of starvation.
Aid trucks are now distributing supplies on a daily basis, while Israeli officials have concerns that Hamas or criminal gangs could intercept the supplies.
Palestinian officials say 48 more people were killed in attacks near food distribution sites. Severe turbulence shook up a Delta plane last night flying from Salt Lake City to Amsterdam. 25 people on board were injured, treated when the flight was diverted to Minneapolis. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Turn around, don't drown. Rain in downtown Indianapolis, where it's 72 degrees, going up to 78. A flood advisory in effect until 8 this morning. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02. You've probably heard that saying before, and it definitely applies today. Steady, heavy rain could lead to flooding in low-lying spots.
Yeah, it's going to be a wet commute this morning across Indianapolis and really all of central Indiana. We've got some heavy rain moving eastward across the state.
And forecaster Andrew White at the National Weather Service.
We're going to see this rain sticking around through about mid-morning, with coverage decreasing as we go into the afternoon.
And he says flooding is already starting to pop up in some areas on the east side of Indianapolis. Right now, there are cars underwater at 10th and Sherman as low-lying areas flooding pretty quickly. And White says it'll be less humid and more comfortable this weekend. The pilot whose plane crashed in Greenwood on Wednesday morning was pursuing a dream that meant a great deal to her. Here's John Herrick.
Ann Tu Nguyen graduated from Purdue University, and she wanted to become the first Vietnamese woman to finish a solo flight around the world. She gave an update on TikTok right before she got the plane in the air.
I just completed the first leg of my solo flight around the world a few days ago from Oshkosh to Indiana.
So she was on the second leg of her journey when the plane crashed. Nguyen said she also wanted to use this solo flight as a way to inspire other Asian women to become aviators. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
An Indy Metro cop broke his leg trying to arrest somebody Tuesday night along South Illinois Street. Officers say a man was in a stairwell where he assaulted somebody. When the officers came up to arrest him, they started fighting with him. That officer was treated at the hospital. The officer that was shot on the west side yesterday walked out of Eskenazi Hospital. He has a long recovery. He's on administrative leave. 5 people are recovering from injuries they sustained in southern Indiana when a house exploded. Here's Jarrett Lewis.
The Jeffersonville Fire Department putting out a fire at a home after it exploded late Wednesday night. 2 of the people from that house had to be airlifted. The other 3 transported to a hospital via ambulance. The severity of their injuries is unknown. It's also unknown what caused the explosion. As of Thursday morning, crews were still cleaning up debris at the scene, and investigation continues. Sherritt Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Indiana Fever are hot. They've won 3 games in a row without their star Caitlin Clark, a 107-101 win yesterday against the Phoenix Mercury at home. And the former home of the late Colts owner Jim Irsay is selling for $12 million. It sits on 10 acres and even hosted the 1991 PGA Championship. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com at 7:05. Traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
Yeah, Ryan, you're talking about that flooding, man. We have a swimming pool right now going from eastbound 72, I-65 70 in the south split. And right now people are trying to get by. This flooding has resulted in one crash at a very treacherous exit. Please be careful. Make good decisions when you're out about today. We could have flooding anywhere. Looking at the east side, it is a crash northbound 465 before Penn Pike, blocking the right lane, stopping us back to Washington Street. And after that, crash northbound 465 after Penn Pike, blocking the right shoulder. Still on the east side, westbound 70 at Arlington Avenue, crash blocking the left lane, stopping traffic back to 465. South side crash. This is westbound 465 at Man Road, slowing us to I-69, and a crash eastbound 465 near Man Road. No delay there. Flooding on the west side. This is southbound 465 before Washington Street. There's a crash there as well, partially blocking the exit ramp. So really watch out for that exit ramp as you go from southbound 465 to Washington. It's a tough one. Pike Township crash northbound 65 after 71st Street, left lane blocked, and traffic stop back to the I-465 interchange. Crash southbound 465 at West 56th Street on the shoulder, causing a little bit of a slowdown as you make your way through there, and a 7-minute delay coming in on inbound 69, stop and go 106 to 465. Traffic sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Looking for a job in the logistics or supply chain industries? Connect with dozens or local businesses at your Express Employment Professionals location at ExpressPros.com. I'm Matt Bear. Traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Drew Narsutis. Good morning. How does the weather look?
Good morning. Yeah, as you heard, it looks wet, and it'll continue to stay that way for many folks throughout the next few hours. Even after this wave of heavier rain moves through your community, there could be one more little wave of showers in the late morning that will hopefully fade by the afternoon, and by the afternoon will be maybe not the brightest, but at least we will see temperatures only reach a high of 73 in the afternoon hours, and probably the best weather we've had in maybe a month and a half comes our way Friday, Saturday, with temperatures around 80, low humidity, lots of sunshine, and really nothing to worry about weather-wise, unlike, again, this morning, which has been not so pretty out there.
Yeah, it has not been. Thank you so much, Drew. It is 7:07, a Thursday morning. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. President Trump has said he's got a trade deal in place with South Korea. This is important for tons of reasons, one of which is that the deadline for a deal before tariffs skyrocketed would have been tomorrow. President Trump did say that within this deal, there will remain a 15% tariff on items that come in from South Korea. A couple things about this. I've been talking about it some other radio places that I work, and I do dislike the very knee-jerk reaction that some people in media have of, well, the consumer pays this price. And I understand how it works. I understand that the person importing the product is the one that actually pays the tariff while bringing the product into the country. But aren't there ways that some people might try to not push that off to the consumer? Meaning, aren't there ways that some people might say, hey, this costs more for me to bring in now, I'm paying you less for it, and you have to accept that? And as consumers, don't we have the right to, and I know this is crazy to say out loud into a microphone, not buy stuff if we didn't buy certain things at whatever the jacked up price that exists is? Maybe the price goes down. I know there's stuff you need that you have to buy no matter what. I understand food and whatnot is important. But there are a lot of items, say, that if they wound up more expensive, and the whole plan from President Trump and this administration is to have those items made in the United States, they're cheaper here, and we buy them here. But again, another trade deal reached with South Korea, and I love the fact that people claim that it just means more expensive stuff for you, because it's not necessarily something we're seeing. The economy is actually doing great. I have two different examples of that. One, NBC News begrudgingly admitted this. Well, they were trying to crap all over Trump and talk about his opposition with Jerome Powell, someone who still refuses to lower any sort of interest rates, which seems insane and completely about politics and not about actually doing what's right. Here's a little bit of that audio from NBC. I love how every time they talk about it, they're like, for now, who knows? Thing could fall out of this at any moment. We could be screwed at any second. Who knows when it's going to go bad for us? And it hasn't for multiple months, as they've been telling us that. Also, you have a couple people popping up on Fox News, including the Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick, saying that, hey, things are really awesome and you should be happy about this. And it's because of President Trump and his understanding of how valuable the U.S. consumer is to the world. Now, audio's not playing. I played the first piece of audio and you didn't hear it. Now I got to play the second piece of audio, and we'll actually get you to hear it. Thank you, Carl, for letting me know. Here is the second piece of audio.
Magnet of the world is the U.S. consumer, right? Remember the saying, the customer is always right? U.S. customer is the greatest buyer in the world, and Donald Trump understands how to harness that customer and show that customer to everybody and say, if you want to play in our sandbox, you've been treating us badly for years, come on and play. And then the idea now is to get these countries who open their market. Number one, open their market. So now we can export for the first time, and that's going to grow our GDP 1%. Build factories here. That's going to grow our GDP 1%. And then these people invest. We now have $900 billion committed to build the pipelines in Alaska, to build nuclear and build power.
Nice.
And drill, baby, drill. This becomes the model. We're going to build ships in America. We're going to build semiconductors.
I didn't think he was going to say the word ships, by the way, when he was talking there. But I love everything about that. And it is true that this is essentially the plan. Here, I'll play the NBC audio since you didn't hear it. This is NBC News begrudgingly admitting that Trump's doing great.
Saying despite the trade war, the economy is solid for now. Unemployment is low and the labor market is strong.
But again, they want to throw that question out there, too, even if the question doesn't exist. The same way that they backed Biden when Biden said that all of his, terrible inflation numbers were transitory and going away. They also predicted the future positively toward the Democrats. They predict it negatively all the time toward the Republicans. And darn it, who cares if it never actually happens? It is hilarious that this is a thing that's going on. All right, we'll take a break. A lot coming up. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Citizens, since we each upgraded to Xfinity in our homes, the Wi-Fi has been booming. It's fair to say our town has officially become a boomtown.
Mayor, will I be able to drop into multiplayer gaming battles with low lag?
The lag won't be an issue, but your questionable skills may be.
And what if I have hundreds of devices on the Wi-Fi? Purely hypothetical.
Seems like a lot, but sure, hundreds of devices all booming together with the Xfinity Gateway. Yes, friends and neighbors, with Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Now get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best-in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed. All in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract. All with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X-Fi Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Don't let pneumococcal pneumonia break your stride. If you're 50 or older, you're at increased risk. So be proactive with Capvaxive pneumococcal 21-valent conjugate vaccine to help protect against invasive pneumococcal disease and pneumonia caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive helps protect against the strains of bacteria that cause about 30% more IPD cases than any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national-level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Capvaxive does not protect against all strains. For more information, call 1-800-927-8888 or visit capvaxive.com. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive. Need help paying for your Merck vaccine? Visit merckhelps.com. Sponsored by Merck.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, save an extra 25% off all in-stock outdoor furniture. Sleep up to 10 degrees cooler and the lowest price guaranteed on every mattress. And save up to 50% off Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, Flex Steel, and lift chairs. Plus, we pay your sales tax and deliver it all for free. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
Craig, we have crashed all over the place, and we have flooding in several areas like eastbound 70 in the South Split. Big swimming pool as you make your approach to that ramp of 65-70. And right now you can make your exit. I would recommend finding another way. Also, flooding reported all over the east side. 10th and Sherman was one of the places, so please watch out for this flooding, especially at the viaducts, bridges, and get out of there if you do see it. Turn around, go the other way. Crash inbound 69 on the northeast side before 82nd Street, blocking the left lane, stopping us past 106th Street. Lawrence, crash northbound 465 before Penn Pike, it blocks the right lane. Crash northbound 465 after Penn Pike on the right shoulder. Traffic is stopped from Penn Pike back to Washington Street. Crash westbound 70 at Arlington Avenue, blocking the left lane, causing stop and go traffic back to 465. Whoa, that is a truck up on the concrete barrier. Cleanup's going to take a minute on that. Again, left lane blocked at Arlington. Northbound 65 sluggish through the construction, South Keystone Avenue up to the South Split. Crashes, this one, westbound 465 after Man Road. All lanes are slow and traffic is jammed up back to I-69. Then a crash eastbound 465 shy of Man Road, and that again is on the shoulder. West side, flooding reported on the exit from southbound 465 to Washington Street. US 40, be careful on your exit. I'm told the ramp is open. Crash southbound 465 northwest side on West 56th Street. No delay there, but then Pike Township northbound 65 shy of West 86th Street, a crash blocking the left lane and stopping traffic back to I-465. Traffic sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Looking for a job in the logistics or supply chain industries? Connect with dozens of local businesses at your Express Employment Professionals location at ExpressPros.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Showers, thunderstorms throughout the day today, mainly before 1 o'clock. Steady temperature around 71, a high of about 75 or so. It is 72 right now in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Indianapolis was built for speed, electricity, and non-stop action. So was Live Golf. So where better to crown a new individual champion? Leading the pack, Rahm, DeChambeau, and Neiman. But only one can be the victor. So be at Chatham Hills August 15th to 17th as Live Golf gets even louder. With a doubleheader concert from Riley Green and Jason Derulo. Tickets are already flying out of the gate. Hurry and grab yours now at livegolf.com.
Riders on the storm.
Nicely done, Carl. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. Thrilled to have Matt and Carl hanging out with me in the morning, too. Quickly, we will do a popcorn moment brought to you by Boer Remodeling Company, boerbuilding.com. It's time for the popcorn moment now, correct, Carl? Right. Okay, thank you, buddy. Want to make sure. This popcorn moment, once again, comes from Scott Jennings on CNN, who is awesome. More and more awesome now than he used to be in the past. Actually, there's audio from a couple days ago where he admitted that he used to not like Trump, and there was a big hit piece against him on The Daily Show, and now why he likes Trump. And I thought that was great. That's not the audio I'm about to play. You can look for it. He's crapping all over Democrats, including the people on the very panel he's sitting on, and their projections the economy was going to turn terrible because of tariffs, because, darn it, that has yet to happen. Surprise, surprise. They were all wrong about a thing. Here is that popcorn moment audio.
Well, I would just like to I'd like to build a DeLorean and go back to April when everybody here was predicting
likely to cause a recession. Investment stops and a recession happens. They're not talking about a U.S. recession. They're talking about a global recession.
happening in
Lead
April,
to
Scott?
recession. Eventually, there being a reception.
I love that it devolved into chaos right after he said that, because yes, they all predicted that a recession was coming, and what did not occur? A recession. And in April, when all the tariffs were being talked about, they haven't fully gone away. There's still a bunch of tariffs that exist. There's the likelihood that stronger ones might be rolled out soon. And a lot of countries that are making deals with us are accepting a version of tariff, some kind, 15% with South Korea, as a way to get into our economy, as a way to get to our consumers. This is good. These are good things that are happening, and they are upset about it on CNN.
Just a second, you called the recession. You called it. You took your shoe off.
And Joe, would you like to see that again?
You took your shoe off. You brought cookies out here.
15%.
You took your shoe off and you said there was going to be a recession.
Listen, Scott,
GDP is 3%.
Too early to give a final verdict. It's too.
I love that. No, guys, it's still coming. The Democrats sometimes are like the person standing outside on a picture perfect day and saying the storm is coming. It's brewing, people. And you're like, are you sure? Or the guy that's just screaming it's the end of the world. And he's the only one in the corner that seems to think that. But yes, this is absolutely a thing. Absolutely crazy. By the way, I just noticed something on one of the live streams that you guys do on social media. Tony Katz is on a bunch of social media pages. But somebody asked me about the New York Yankees. I'm wearing a Yankee hat on the live stream. And they did an amazing job last night. I can't ignore this, guys. Matt, Carl, I apologize that I've been distracted by Drew, one of the commenters on the YouTube page. The Yankees came back multiple times to win a baseball game that they had no business winning, because they also really tried to lose it. They made several mistakes that made them very easily likely to lose the game, and they still won. It was amazing. It's one of the reasons I was up kind of late last night watching it into the 11th inning. But I'm glad. I still think the Yankees should be sellers and not buyers, because I just don't think they're a championship caliber team, which is sad to me. And I don't like saying that, and I would like Devin Williams to be sent out as soon as possible. But I imagine almost nobody cares about this, right? This is very Yankee baseball, inside baseball, and just me. I'm the only one who cares about this.
Mariano Rivera is the best closer ever.
He is.
Okay,
He is the best closer.
That's my favorite baseball player all the time. You saw 42 coming out with the Enter Sandman. It was the best.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing. I love it. Great ad to this whole. Is there anything else you guys want to say about Yankees or no?
No,
you want to? No idea what I'm talking about with last night's game?
The Fever won last night. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
the Fever
without
did
Caitlin
win.
Clark, they've won 3 in a row, I think, without Caitlin Clark.
Do you think the Caitlin Clark, I know this isn't a sports show, but I can't help it now. Do you think all the Caitlin Clark injuries are a byproduct of the fact that she had to train all offseason to get beat up and to survive getting beat up? Because I think what's sad about that, the WNBA has this incredible product in Caitlin Clark that they could market and everyone could, act around and help grow and then grow the whole sport. And instead they beat the crap out of her in her rookie season. So she gets into the gym and does as much as she can to buff herself up, which sounds very similar to Michael Jordan, to be honest. Michael Jordan would get beat up by the Detroit Pistons. So he eventually hit the gym hard to try to be a different human. And I know women have different limitations than men. I know that's crazy to say, but I know it does exist. Are all these injuries for Clark because of the fact that she tried to get in better shape because she's getting the crap kicked out of her?
I'm not worried. Okay. I'm not so sure why she's sitting out right now, other than the injuries, and I can't tell you why she's injured. The thing about it is, I think the Fever are in a tough spot with it because Caitlin Clark sells tickets, but at the same time, Caitlin Clark is your future and your franchise. So at one point, do you say we have to sell tickets, or we want the health of Caitlin Clark? I hope it's for the health of Caitlin Clark, not just for the basketball player, but for the person. Man, oh man, do we put pressure on this person? I mean, she has. Sure. Of course, there's not a professional athlete in America or the world right now who has more pressure than Caitlin Clark. And I just hope as a human being she's able to, endure some of this. And I'm sure she can. I don't know anything about Caitlin Clark other than what anybody else does. And I just hope her full recovery, because you hear so many things. You look at so many different variables, and it makes it tough for me to really say, well, this is the reason. But I just know it's a better city with her. And I hope that she makes a good recovery here. That's seriously where I'm at.
I hope that she makes a good recovery too. I'm sure that it's okay if everyone values her, and she needs to value herself her health above, the sport she plays, because everyone else will push an athlete to play sooner than they want to play, or that they should play, whatever that is. At the same time, I keep thinking about the comparisons to Jordan, and I'm not saying they play the same game. They don't. But there are a lot of comparisons to how Jordan was treated early on in the league when it was evident that he was their best player. By like his third year, Michael Jordan was evidently better than everybody else on that court. I think he won the Defensive Player of the Year in '88, while winning several awards for being an amazing offensive player, and people hated him for it. And actually, you know what it reminds me of too? Maybe I'll play this later. Have you guys seen the movie Air? The movie about Nike and the Air Jordan?
Is that the one with the golden retriever that grabs a basketball player with its mouth? Or am I thinking,
Air Bud? No,
Air
it's
Bud.
not.
Sorry. Okay. Or this
Air.
is a different movie. It's a
different movie. There's a great speech in the movie Air that Matt Damon delivers. So maybe I'll play it later on in the show just because I love it, about what people do with celebrities and truly unique athletes like Michael Jordan or Caitlin Clark. You build them up and then you tear them down. And it's actually kind of sad to see. But we'll maybe play that audio a little bit later on. This is a deep dive into the world of sports. That's the fault of your YouTube page. I blame all of the degenerates who are on the YouTube page. I'm kidding, people. Hi, Claudia, by the way, who do this. All right, we'll take a break. A lot more coming up. Matt's got your traffic on 93 WIBC.
All right, I'm told this traffic hazard is cleared on the northeast side of southbound 69 shy of 82nd Street. Still stop traffic back to 116. We have a mess on the east side around Lawrence. Northbound 465 vehicle fire cleanup shy of Penn Pike. Blocks the right lane, slows us down to I-70. And then northbound 465 after Penn Pike. That's a crash on the right shoulder. Slow traffic to Penn Pike, but at least we're moving. East side westbound 70 at Arlington Avenue. Cleanup continues on the crash. Blocking the left lane. A truck is up on the concrete barrier wall sitting on top of it, and traffic is jammed up to 465, then slow past Post Road. South side northbound 65 is stopped from South Keystone Avenue up to the South Split. Delayed 15 minutes. Eastbound 70 crash after West Street. All lanes slow. Traffic stop and go back to Belmont Avenue. South side crash westbound 465 after Man Road. Slows us down back to the I-69 interchange. Eastbound 465 crash before Man Road on the shoulder. Flooding reported into South Split. This is eastbound 70 going to I-65 70. Kind of a length there as you make your approach. Please be careful. And if you can avoid it and take another way today, that might not be a bad idea. Right now, we're slow back to Belmont Avenue because of that flooding. And there's a crash in that as well. Eastbound 70. All lanes are slow. Northwest side, northbound 465. At West 56th Street, looking good at the moment. A little slow back to 38. Southbound lanes have a crash on the shoulder. And then Pike Township, all lanes open. Northbound 65 at West 86th Street. Had a crash there earlier. Please watch for the flooding. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry! Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
No one will love your HVAC system as much as we do. Call Howald Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing for an honest assessment on your current AC system or get a great deal on a new one. Howald Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, where coming home never felt so good.
Tune in to the Absolute Retirement Planning Show.
When retirement comes about, we're now relying on what we have saved to meet those needs.
Sundays at 9 a.m. right here on 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel Show, we got a lot of giveaways for you. Tickets to go see Kansas with Jefferson Starship. Tickets to go see Jason Aldean. Tickets to the Indiana State Fair. The biggest stories, the biggest laughs, 93 WIBC.
When your car is more than just a car, you need more than just a garage. Expert-level automotive service, customization, and care is available for you at GR Brands Campus in Zionsville. Home to Graham Rahal Performance and Rahal Paint Protection. From routine maintenance to custom tuning and parts, paint protection film, window tint, and ceramic coating to full-scale custom builds, GR Brands is your all-in-one destination. GR Brands also offers a curated selection selection of rare supercars when you're ready to elevate your collection. If your passion rests on two wheels, Rahal Power Sports on the GR Brands campus is for you. Featuring Ducati, Piaggio, Vespa, Aprilia, and Moto Guzzi. Whether you're a collector, a casual rider, or a monster on the track, you'll find the service, sales, and support every rider needs. The perfect ride for your lifestyle is waiting at Rahal Power Sports. Start riding or expand and enhance your two-wheel collection today. From the neighborhood to the track, Rahal Power Sports will help you do it with confidence and style. Make every drive and every ride extraordinary. Start now at GramRahal.com/GRBrands.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is zero and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Casey's being a lazy bum and took the day off, so I couldn't possibly carry on without her. I'm out too.
In the meantime, listen to the guys taking our place Thursday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
Roads and some cars underwater. Rain in downtown Indianapolis. We're at 72 degrees. Your high today, 78. We have a flood advisory in effect for the next 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:31. Some spots near Lafayette picked up as much as 2 inches of rain overnight, says Andrew White, a forecaster at the National Weather Service.
We had some rain amounts upwards of 2 to 2.5 inches towards Lafayette late last night. And even in the Indianapolis area, we had over 1 inch of rainfall in a half hour across the northern portions of the city, which is leading to some ponding of water on the roads.
And White says the saying, turn around, don't drown, is applicable today, as there is a report that 6 cars are stalled in standing water near Kessler Boulevard East in North Keystone this morning. The Fed is holding steady on interest rates again, despite pressure from President Trump to make a cut.
It's starting to show up in consumer prices, as you know, in the June report. We expect to see more of that. And we know from surveys that companies feel that they have every intention of putting this through to the consumer, but the truth is they may not be able to in many cases.
And that's Fed Chair Jerome Powell. He says they're staying cautious as tariffs keep shaking things up. 2 members wanted rate cuts, but most, including Powell, voted to keep things as is. Near IU's South Bend campus on the city's southeast side yesterday, Justin Huffkins was found dead inside of a home after cops heard a gunshot. What began as a drug investigation turned into an hours-long SWAT standoff as Huffkins traded shots with police, say state police, in a neighborhood just south of IU's South Bend campus. Why one public official is thanking the Fishers Police Department. Jeanette Cruz has that story.
Indianapolis Democratic City County Councilor Nick Roberts is happy to put a situation behind him. A police report that was filed back in July from a woman accusing Roberts of groping and holding her against her will during a second date has been dropped. Confirmed by the Fishers Police Department, Roberts took to social media to thank them for their work along with this.
Of course, as well, I'll be continuing my work in the city and serving our council district as we enter the budget season. Thank you all so much for the support over the last 24 hours. Again, it means the world.
Jeanette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
It's almost been 50 years since Jimmy Hoffa vanished. Still one of America's biggest unsolved mysteries. Fox's Eric Shawn reports from Michigan.
I sat down with his son, James P. Hoffa, and Mr. Hoffa tells me who he thinks was behind his father's infamous murder. It was an afternoon when Jimmy Hoffa was last seen. He thought he was going to go to a meeting with a powerful New Jersey mobster and Teamster official, Anthony Tony Pro Provenzano. He needed Tony Pro's support in his bid to become the Teamsters Union president again. Hoffa was set on challenging incumbent President Frank Fitzsimmons for the job. Hoffa was accusing Fitzsimmons of being in bed with organized crime in the union, giving them massive of Teamsters loans, and Hoffa vowed to kick the mafia out of the Teamsters. When I sat down with James P. Hoffa, a former Teamsters president himself, he told me Fitzsimmons teamed up with the Detroit mobsters to kill his father.
And Hoffa's family wants President Trump to release all FBI files on the case. And sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. 3 wins in a row. No Caitlin Clark. The Indiana Fever keep winning.
61-58. McDonald again off to the races. Right side. Banks it in. 23 points for Erie to match her career high.
And the voice of the Indiana Fever, John Nolan, on the call. Erie McDonald scored 27 points. The Fever beat Phoenix 107-101. McDonald signed back in June. She says studying the game has helped her to step up and deliver.
Always watching film, asking questions, and just knowing where my teammates, like the ball, and just, figuring out ways for them to be successful on the court.
Indiana starts a 4-game West Coast road trip in Dallas tomorrow. The NFL preseason kicks off tonight with the Hall of Fame game. The Detroit Lions play the LA Chargers in Canton, Ohio. With fall practice getting started on Wednesday for the Indiana Hoosier football team, head coach Curt Cignetti says he's happy to have continuity.
Well, I think the staff, we know what to expect from one another. The experienced guys that we have a long history with, the same.
And the Hoosier football team starts its season Old Dominion August 30th, and Indiana guard Jason Drake and forward Nick Dorn might miss the team's trip to Puerto Rico next week. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. At 7:35, traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Ryan? East side, westbound 70 Arlington Avenue. Crash cleanup continues, blocking 2 left lanes, stopping traffic past the 465 interchange. Also on the east side, northbound 465 Shy Pendleton Pike, right lane blocked because of a crash, and we're slow back to I-70. Northbound 65 south side, stop traffic after Keystone Avenue into the south split because of construction. And eastbound 70 from the west side, crash after West Street, and that's on the shoulder, causing stop and go traffic back to Tibbs Avenue. South side crash, eastbound 465 before Man Road, it's on the shoulder. Crash westbound 465 after Man Road, causing stop-and-go traffic back to I-69. Flooding is a very big deal today. Watch out for the south split going eastbound 70 into I-65, 70, kind of a pool as you make your approach there. Might want to find another way today. And then on the west side, flooding reported on the exit from southbound 465 to Washington Street. Inbound 69 crash clear before 82nd Street, still stop traffic 116th past 106th. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
As far as weather goes, thank you, Matt. There's going to be rain throughout the day today. A high of about 75, 71, 72, fairly steady temperature throughout most of the day. Rain hopefully stops after 1 o'clock. 72 right now in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Whenever I'm out wandering.
It is time for the Marketplace segment on Tony Katz in the Morning News, 93 WIBC. It is brought to you by Indiana Unclaimed, indianaunclaimed.gov. For unclaimed property that you might have, all 3 of us have made sweet cash by going to indianaunclaimed.gov and putting in our name and finding out that there's some money somebody owes us somewhere, which is awesome. There were several things on the Marketplace that I was tempted to talk about. Let's call some of these honorable mentions. I just love the fact that you can buy an airplane from Marketplace. I've talked about this before on the show. There's a $26,000 one listed 3 weeks ago, and the title just says airplane. There's actually details when you click on it inside, but I love that it's just airplane, $2,600. There's also a 2004 Triumph Bonneville, which is not amusing, but a motorcycle I very much want, and it looks like it's in great condition, and it's available on the Marketplace. That's an honorable mention. And finally, there's also another organ, which we talked about last Friday when I was in, and I don't know if somebody got that one for free, but there's another free one up there now that you can get. I think it was actually listed 8 weeks ago, but it's been bouncing around maybe because I clicked on one. It's now feeding me any free organs in the area on my Marketplace, which is lovely. But the thing I actually want to talk about is a light-up beer sign. And the reason I want to talk about this, and this is a Miller Lite one, is it is incredibly bright. Like, it's just a photo. It's not even a video. And this thing looks like it's glowing, like, to a way in which it's been, I don't know, tampered with by some sort of, like, nuclear reaction. It is insane. And I was just envisioning myself. It's $300 too. It's not cheap. Jenny is not, she's not cutting costs to get this sold. But I was just thinking about buying this and having it in my house when my wife got home, and the kind of fight that would create, because it's ridiculous. But it's also awesome. So a part of me wants it.
Oh, really? It looks like a big wiffle ball bat. That's kind of shaped like a Miller Lite model. I wouldn't give it to the kids to go play with, but it's definitely a garage favorite. Any kind of man cave, any kind of garage you want to, or a big Miller Lite site. You know what you can do with this, Craig? Mount it on the front of your garage, and anytime you want your neighbors to come over and drink, you turn on the sign. Yeah, they just come over, knock on the garage door, maybe give them an opener, just like you would at the local tavern, and come on in and have yourself whatever you're drinking today. There you go.
You know what's
practical
funny about
application, sir.
You know what's funny about you making a joke about it basically being a drinking version of a bat signal? Yeah. Is there's also a bunch of Batman stuff on the marketplace that I almost put up there. Oh, cool. And I don't know why, but a bunch of it is Batman Forever. There's a Batman Forever pinball machine, Batman Forever frosted mugs that are available. I think they're $0 too, so you can get those for free. I think that was like some sort of promotion at one of the McDonald's is what it was, because I used to have these. Batman Forever is a terrible movie. Why would there be so much Batman Forever stuff and not like a good Batman movie on Marketplace?
You know, if the movie ended up on a Burger King cup, you know it wasn't very good. So your collection,
McDonald's cup.
Yeah, like McDonald's used to do with they would have the toys when you were a kid. That you put decals, you wanted to collect them all, and then you just collect all the Batman Forever merchandise because you know it's out there. I'm glad he's an enthusiast of the Cape Crusader. That means he's a good man.
Yeah, he is a good man.
With a tortured soul.
Right, yeah. That or just Batman Forever is a wildly popular movie in Indianapolis, and I had no idea. It's got a huge cult following somewhere there.
I didn't know. Yeah. I thought I was pretty connected to the city.
You got to find that Batman Forever underground world that exists there. By the way, there's also an Atari for sale, and it's only $20.
Ooh,
so I thought you'd like
now
that.
We're talking, baby.
See? I know. It says it works. It looks speed up, but they claim that it works, and it's $20, so someone can dive on that option too. I just did a bunch of stuff for Marketplace, because I didn't know what to do. I loved the Ninja Turtle leg lamp you guys did weeks ago. Thank you guys. And I was told that I couldn't do it because you've already done the Ninja Turtle leg lamp.
Yeah,
but I do. Yeah, it's fine. I do want to buy it. Like, I can't believe no one's bought the Ninja Turtle leg lamp yet. That it's been on sale for this many weeks. Yeah, I can't believe it, man. One of them's even signed with a cowabunga. How is this still available? All right, I'll take a break. I'm kidding. Quick break. A lot coming up. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Another update is just minutes away.
Shot up an office building in Midtown Manhattan.
Armed with an AR-15.
Killing 4. Shot himself in the chest.
Hear the news.
Michael Lewis stalking Caitlin Clark, sentenced to nearly 3 years.
As events happen.
First preseason game next Thursday.
We'll happen to be there.
Kenny Moore is a defensive back.
Different situations that we still need to work on. Still early on right now to be comfortable.
On the level, on the go. 93 WIBC Mobile News.
It's Hammer and Nigel for Window Nation. You've been trying to stay cool during the dog days of summer, but if your windows are old and drafty, that might be hard to do. If the summer heat is seeping into your home and your utility bills keep rising, your windows could be the culprit. Save yourself from another month of discomfort by replacing your windows today with Window Nation. Right now, you can get 50% off all windows, plus 0 interest for 5 whole years. You heard that right. When you choose Window Nation to replace your windows, you won't pay any interest until 2030. Details at windownation.com.
And did I mention they'll get the job done in 1 day or less? Their installation crews have over a decade of experience, so you can feel comfortable knowing your windows are installed right the first time. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to procrastinate another day if I found a window company this good. Do not miss out on Window Nation's biggest deal of the year. 50% off all window styles right now. And remember, that comes with 0 interest until 2030. 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION, or visit windownation.com.
Bill Estes Ford is your neighborhood truck dealer. And right now, during the Ford Summer Sales Event, we've got an amazing deal you won't want to miss. 0% APR, 0 down payment, and 0 payments for 90 days. That's 3 big zeros, which adds up to 0 excuses not to drive home in a new Ford today. Every day is truck day. Go anywhere, do anything in a new F-150, starting at just $46,295. Bill Estes Ford. Online at BillEstesFord.com.
BFP 250444 OEC. See dealer for details.
Pat Sullivan here with an offer from my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling that you don't want to miss. For a limited time, Hope Plumbing will buy back your old air conditioning unit for up to $1,500 with the purchase of a complete heating and cooling system. It's time to call them if you're hot. Don't wait for the next heat wave to be caught sweating at home. Act now before the offer ends. Stay cool and call Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 641-HOPE. That's 641-HOPE.
Hammer and Nigel are live this Friday, 3 till 6 at the Indiana State Fair Tap Room for Beer Sample Friday. They're tasting all the best brews before the Three Dog Night concert at the Free Stage. Fair vibes, cold drinks, and good times. Don't miss the fun.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
Westbound 70 crash cleanup continues at Arlington Avenue, and it's blocking 2 left lanes, stopping traffic back to 465 and a little bit beyond. Northbound 465 before Pendleton Pike crash, clear slow to I-70. Downtown crash, eastbound 70 West Street, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Tibbs Avenue. And on the south side, a crash westbound 465 after Man Road on the right shoulder, slowing us down back to I-69. A crash eastbound 465 before Man Road. That's also on the shoulder, the left one. On Pike Township, northbound 65, crash out of the interstate between 71st and 86th, and the traffic is cleared out as well. Crash southbound 465 at West 56th Street on the shoulder. No delay at the moment. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry. Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Rain likely throughout the morning and into the early afternoon today, maybe stopping after 1 o'clock. Steady temperatures, 71 throughout the day. 75, I think, is still the high. 72 right now with rain is the temperature in downtown Indianapolis. That brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Your child is 18, and suddenly you no longer have legal access to their medical info, even in an emergency. No health decisions, no financial help, nothing, unless you plan ahead. That's why Trust and Will created the Young Adult Plan. It includes HIPAA authorization, healthcare directives, and power of attorney. Everything your child needs to stay protected and stay connected. Go to trustandwill.com and get your Young Adult Plan for just $69, because turning 18 shouldn't mean cutting parents out of the picture. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. Matt and Carl hanging out as they do every single morning on this show. A few things that I thought were interesting that I found. First, there's a brand new trend for anyone that needs caffeine in the morning, specifically coffee. I think this might speak to Matt Bear. I've heard some stories about the amount of caffeine that he drinks every morning. It's a coffee bucket. You can actually buy an entire bucket from certain places. I don't know if those places are national yet or just kind of local to some establishments, mostly, I think, on the West and East Coast. But people on social media have been going viral for showing off their coffee bucket that they're drinking in the morning. It has a straw in it on top of like a little, thing that they put over it, a little plastic topping. You just stab the straw through and you drink a bucket of coffee all morning.
Okay, I'm picturing this thing that's dangling off your hip like a colostomy bag. And then whenever you want to take a drink, there's a straw, and you just kind of have to like bend over your side a little bit and just kind of put your mouth down like there's a little straw like you would have on one of those helmets with the beers, like a beer helmet or something like that.
Yep, that's what I was thinking about.
I'm just thinking about hauling this around while I exercise after work here today, and just kind of setting it on places. Why not? If you want a bucket of coffee, have a bucket of coffee. Your doctor might tell you something differently, and I get that. But hey, new innovative ways to keep us going in the morning. I'm all right with it.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the coffee bucket is a uniquely bad decision for a lot of reasons. One of them might be the amount of bathroom breaks you have to take early in the morning.
But that's inevitable. I mean, I could have 1 cup of coffee or 12 cups of coffee, and that's going to be a 20-minute drill. Every 20 minutes. Doesn't matter. I'm at that
That's good to
age.
know. That's good to know. Yeah, no,
sure.
it's true.
For everybody.
But I don't know. I also think probably that much coffee in the morning is bad for you. But I know, Matt, you drink more than one, what is it, like coffee energy drink and stuff every day?
Man. Oh, it costs so much money. Coffee costs so much money.
It does.
I mean, if you just ground it into the pot, that's fine. But anymore, it's going to be a Keurig or something like that. I drink one of those cold brews, and it's a Starbucks cold brew, not like
Sure.
I've got a box of beer on my fridge with caffeine.
Hey, that's fine.
Yeah, if somebody wants to do that, more power to. But I have one of those, and lately I've been having another at work, and then I make coffee from the coffee machine, so I can't tell you exactly how much I drink, but it's way too much, man. It's ridiculous.
I'm going to admit something on the show. I have some other topics, but I'll get to them in a second. I was at the dollar store yesterday. I did some errands, and there was a dollar store, and I just went in. I didn't have anything to buy there. And I found, and I think I've talked about them on the show, Amp energy drinks that are Mountain Dew. They're the ones that change your pee a certain color, which seems bad. Like it seems horrible, this drink for you. But they were at the dollar store, and I bought 11 of them because I bought all the ones that were in the case. And I went up to the lady. She goes, "You must really love this energy drink." And I'm like, "I do." And it's $1 right now. So how do I, or $1.25? How do I stop myself? She goes, "I don't know." And then all day, my wife went to work, so I was at home all day. I was waiting for her to show up and discover the 11 cans of Amp energy drinks in the fridge and react to them. And all I heard, I was doing a radio thing upstairs in my studio area. When I heard her downstairs show up, I just heard the door of the fridge slam shut. It opened, and then it slammed shut. I was like, whoa, I heard that from up here. So obviously it didn't go over well for the missus. But how do I turn it down, man? My favorite energy drink, and it was $1.25.
Yeah, it's kind of funny all of a sudden when we start using gas stations to buy in bulk. When we see that one favorite item we've been looking for all the way around this city, and the next thing you know, you're just grabbing handfuls of it.
Right.
What is your wife? Does she not like the Amp energy drinks? I mean, what's the deal with
She
that?
doesn't like any of the energy drinks.
Oh.
She thinks they're a really terrible decision for me. Even the healthy ones that I get, which she likes more. But uniquely, this is not a commercial for Mountain Dew and Amp Energy, so I can say this. This one's uniquely bad for you. Like, it really is. It looks the color that it turns your pee. Like, it looks like you're drinking the thing that you inevitably, same color, comes out. That can't be good.
It says right there. Well, it doesn't, but it should say right there on the can, makes you glow in the dark. Listen, you take Mountain Dew, and it's like, this is like pouring gas on a smoldering fire. When you have Mountain Dew, and then you say, now it's amped up, baby. You think you were getting enough sugar beforehand. Wait until we get you this diabetes in a bottle, baby. We are flying.
It is delicious, though. There's that part about it I'm going to go get one, actually, during the break so the YouTube people can see it. Let's do this before we go, though. I did like this, too. A woman tried to outsmart the airline that she was trying to fly on. They told her luggage was too large to be taken on as a carry-on. So she jammed it into that metal thing that, checks how large your luggage is. Totally ruined it, scratching, destroying her luggage, but pounded it in. And for some reason, this is on TikTok. And then she pulled it out, and it took quite a bit of effort to pull it out for her. And then she took it on the plane. She's like, see, I told you. But it was the most aggressive fitting of this thing in that metal box that you're ever going to see.
That's a big flex for her, being able to get that in there. It's something to brag to your neighbors, everything at the PTA. It's no wonder nobody wants to fly right now. The airline can't get it right. We can't get it right as passengers. It's just the worst, most arduous experience you could possibly have in travel. I mean, it's not like when we were back as kids, and we used to go to Lambert's in St. Louis because I live south of St. Louis. It was a magical experience getting on that TWA jet and going somewhere, just, continental United States of America. It was so cool, but now it's such a pain in the ass, man. I mean, then again, I haven't left the city in about a decade, so I'm not the person to ask. It's just you can't rely on the airlines, and we sure as hell can't rely on the other passengers. So it's not the thing you want to do at the moment.
I like your knee-jerk reaction was to defend this woman because, by the way, she is hot. That is a thing.
She did nothing wrong, Craig. She did nothing wrong.
All right, we'll take a break.
Leave her
a lot coming up.
alone.
Greg Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC. Matt's got your traffic.
Crash westbound 70 on the east side. It's at Arlington Avenue. And it's blocking 2 left lanes, stopping traffic past the 465 ramps. South side northbound 65 stopped from South Keystone Avenue up to the South Split. That's a 13-minute delay. Eastbound 70, a crash at Meridian Street on the shoulder, causing stop traffic back to Holt Road. And on the south side, we have two crashes on 465. The first one's westbound after Man Road, and that's slowing us down back to I-69. The other one is eastbound 465 before Man Road, and all lanes are open. A little bit of a slowdown as you make your way through that area. Northbound 65 stops from Southport Road up to Edgewood Avenue. That is a construction zone we need to watch out for. Multiple reports of flooding this morning. We have flooding at eastbound 70 in the South Split as you make your way to southbound 65-70. That's receded a little bit, but still watch out for this, especially at the viaducts, the bridges, anything of that nature. On the east side, we had bad flooding reported to 10th and Sherman. Cars underwater there. Ryan has more of that coming up at 8:02 from the WIBC newsroom. But that is the case today, and please don't get stuck in this. Watch out for it and find another way if you do encounter flooding here this morning. Now flooding reported on the west side ramp of southbound 465 to Washington Street. The ramp is open. It is partially blocked. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Have you heard about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation? Your neighbor Bruce did.
Well, the project I was wanting to accomplish was my driveway. I wanted to see if I could get something that looked halfway decent, that would last a while. We also had a side patio surface redone.
Garage, basements, patios, sidewalks, driveways, Galaxy will transform your surface in as little as one day.
The crew was very, very good, excellent. The end result was just super. It is non-slippable surface. I get this if you want to make sure you're not going to have any people slipping or sliding when it rains.
Commercial or residential, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
The end result was just super. It was very easy to keep this surface clean. I had tire tracks all over it, and I just took out my hose, sprayed it down, and it looks just like new again.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We are out of this world.
You probably know how high mortgage rates are right now. Because of that, most homeowners are staying put, investing into and preserving the home they have. If you're ignoring any cracks or leaks seen within your home's interior or exterior walls, nasty smells, mold, or mildew in your crawl space, sticking doors or windows, heightened or worsening allergies and asthma, even while you're indoors, pests or bugs popping up, water in the basement, uneven sagging or bouncy floors, drainage issues, don't wait any longer to have Indiana Foundation Service come out and inspect the problem. Indiana Foundation Service knows these signs lead to irreversible damage that could cause a reduction in your home's value. The team's experts will identify your home's issue at the source. Visit IndianaFoundation.com today to book your free inspection with a no-obligation quote included. Indiana Foundation Service. There's a reason they are the trusted local experts.
Indiana Foundation Service. Reliability from the ground up.
Are you worried about your taxes? Okay, so I'm talking to those of you out there that have not filed in a few years with the IRS or state. It's time to get worried, and here's why. The IRS is getting back from their own COVID lockdown, and they're hiring more enforcers, and they're going to come after people that owe taxes. So if you're a 1099 worker, and maybe you just plain forgot to file your taxes, you need to call the professionals right now at the Tax Helpline. They are experts at knowing the tax regulations, and their goal is to help you pay as little as possible. Call right now and get a 100% free tax evaluation. Remember, before the IRS knocks on your door, knock on our door. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, make this free call right now.
Call Taxes 321 now at 800-808-9443. 800-808-9443. That's 800-808-9443.
Two of the best summertime traditions are back. The Indiana State Fair and the Indiana Farmers Dairy Bar since 1941. This year featuring the key lime pie milkshake and the smoked Gouda Q grilled cheese with Gouda cheddar barbecue sauce on Texas toast. The Indiana Farmers Dairy Bar since 1941. Open 9 to 9 at the Indiana State Fair, across from the Coliseum. Brought to you by American Dairy Association Indiana, your Hoosier Dairy Farm families. Find out more at winnersdrinkmilk.com.
There's one question every couple needs to answer. What if something happens to us? Kids, a house, a life you've built, but no estate plan? That's a risk you don't want to take. With Trust and Will, it's fast, secure, and easy to protect what matters most. Start your plan today at trustandwill.com. Use code RADIO to save 20%. Check it off your list. One less thing to worry about. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Casey's being a lazy bum and took the day off, so I couldn't possibly carry on without her. I'm out, too.
In the meantime, listen to the guys taking our place Thursday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Your one blood donation can help save the lives of up to 3 people. Give blood through the American Red Cross to help hospital patients. Visit redcrossblood.org today.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, what's causing problems for people driving to work this morning, the legacy that a woman leaves behind, and what she did right before she died yesterday, and why an Indianapolis cop was taken to the hospital. After Fox News, you are listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis on a Thursday morning. It's 8 o'clock.
Surrender and release the hostages. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump just called on Hamas to do that. Posting on Truth Social, it's the fastest way to end the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, where there's growing international concern about starvation. And Palestinian officials say 48 more people were killed in attacks near food distribution sites.
This comes as we're learning the country of Canada plans to recognize the state of Palestine at the UN General Assembly in September, something Israeli officials quickly rejected.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Israel, where U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff is going for talks today. Canada joins Britain and France threatening to recognize a Palestinian state, prompting President Trump to write on Truth Social, that'll make it very hard for us to make a trade deal, ending that post with, oh, Canada. Tomorrow, new tariffs go into effect on imports from countries worldwide, and to avoid a 25% charge, South Korea has worked out a deal with the U.S., lowering it to 15%.
The Koreans are going to essentially provide the president and the government, the U.S. government, with the ability to invest $350 billion in important industries.
U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer. Later this morning, a federal appeals court will hold a hearing on a challenge to the Trump authority to impose these tariffs filed by some import businesses in 12 Democrat-led states. A suspected killer arrested in Arkansas.
Because of their hard work and investigative skill, we were able to take a monster off the streets.
State Police Colonel Mike Hager. The suspect, James McGann, is charged with double murder, accused of killing a married couple while they were hiking in a state park with their daughters Saturday. The 7- and 9-year-old girls were not injured physically. Turbulence rocked a plane last night, injuring 25 people on board a Delta flight from Salt Lake City to Amsterdam.
One passenger on the flight described a sudden drop as flight attendants were in the aisle with those serving carts, saying, quote, every one of them flew and hit the ceiling. The beverage carts also flew into the air.
Fox's Chandler Payne. The injured retreated when the flight was diverted to Minneapolis. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Forecasters say how long it'll be until the rising waters flood the scene. Rain in downtown Indianapolis and 72 degrees, going up to 78 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:02. It can take just 30 to 40 minutes of a steady rain to flood an area, says Andrew White at the National Weather Service.
We're going to see this rain sticking around through about mid-morning, with coverage decreasing as we go into the afternoon.
And flooding is causing problems on Indianapolis's east side this morning. Water is starting to recede under the bridge at 10th and Sherman. Police say about 6 cars are stalled in standing water near Kessler Boulevard East in North Keystone. The pilot killed in Wednesday's Greenwood crash was flying on a mission that she held a personal meaning to.
Her name was Ann Tu Nguyen. She graduated from Purdue University and posted this on TikTok Wednesday morning before she took off.
This is more than just a flight, okay? It's a mission to inspire the next generation of Asian female pilots, aerospace engineers, and STEM professionals.
Nguyen was on a journey to be the first Vietnamese woman to complete a solo flight around the world. She was on the second leg of her journey when the crash happened. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A fire on Wednesday at the Walmart distribution center in Greencastle. Crews say it was accidental and quickly contained. Nobody was hurt. An IMPD officer was hurt. In fact, he broke his leg while arresting a man Tuesday night near a hotel along South Illinois Street. Police say Robert Sanders Jr. pulled somebody else's beard. That guy called the police. The police responded to the scene. There was a fight. An officer broke his leg in the tussle. A house explosion in Jeffersonville leaves 5 people hurt. Here's Jarrett Lewis.
2 of those people having to be airlifted to a local hospital. 3 others were taken there by ambulance. Their conditions are unknown. Firefighters and police officers responded to the home in Jeffersonville Wednesday night at around 11:40. The fire department eventually put out a fire at the home, and now authorities are cleaning up debris at the scene to help figure out what caused the explosion. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Why an Indianapolis City County councilor is breathing a sigh of relief after a decision by the Fishers Police Department.
The Fishers Police Department, because their thorough investigation and after looking at all the facts and evidence, have closed the case against me and are not pressing any charges. The last few weeks have been a whirlwind. I'm very grateful to law enforcement for looking at a serious issue like this and for their professionalism throughout the process.
And that is Nick Roberts. He took to social media after a woman that he had a second date with accused him of groping her. The case is now closed. 3 wins in a row for the Indiana Fever, thanks in large part to Arie McDonald, who just signed with the team in June. She dropped 27 points in a 107-101 win over the Phoenix Mercury.
I think our movement with and without the basketball, I don't know, probably single-digit number of times where the ball stuck or we didn't move it. But for the most part, the ball was really moving and popping, and we were taking care of it after that first quarter a lot better, too, and that's important.
And that's head coach Stephanie White. Her team now embarks on a 4-game West Coast trip that starts on Friday night in Dallas. I'm Ryan Hedrick on The Level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. At 8:05, traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Brian? Looking at the east side crash, westbound 70 at Emerson Avenue. 2 left lanes are blocked. Traffic is jammed. Back to Post Road, and that's a delay time of 19 minutes. Northbound 65 stopped from South Keystone Avenue up to the South Split for a delay of 15 minutes. Eastbound 70 crash, West Street. Traffic backed up to Tibbs Avenue. Inbound 65 slows from the White River to 21st. South side crash, westbound 465 after Man Road. Stop and go traffic to I-69. Crash eastbound 465 before Man Road, slow back to Kentucky Avenue. On the north side, eastbound 465 at 31 Meridian, crash on the exit ramp, and that ramp is open. It is partially blocked. We're slow on that eastbound side past Michigan Road. Watch out for the flooding, please. We had reporting earlier, eastbound 70 into the South Split. A lot of that has recited, I've been told, and then flooding on the east side, other places as well, but this is 10th of Sherman where we've reportedly had cars underwater. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Traffic on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Drew Narsutis. Good morning. Welcome to the show. How's the weather look?
No, it's all you, Craig.
Oh, it's all me. I forgot about Drew Narsutis. He's from Chicago, so I'll forgive him this time. Showers, thunderstorms, mainly before 1 o'clock. Steady temperature around 71, high of 75, 72. Right now with rain, fog, mist, all kinds of terrible things. Looks like it's going to be sunny tomorrow, 79. Sunny over the weekend, and 80. So it looks like temperatures are really going to cool off, which is great after all this rain. The temperature brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. One of the biggest stories to both go through news media and then, of course, be ignored by news media is the idea that we might actually do an investigation into Nancy Pelosi and all her insider trading. That definitely exists. And even more so, I think, exists after the answer she gave to Jake Tapper to a question he asked her on CNN. She was even somewhat angry that the question came up, which is amazing, because I know Jake Tapper is not a real journalist. He's definitely an opinion host who does and says things that benefit him financially, whether that's write a book and then not tell us the actual news, but put it in the book instead, the news that Biden's brain was broken. That wasn't really news to a lot of us, but nonetheless, That's the kind of thing and the kind of journalist that he is. But he asked Nancy about her investing, and she both got mad and then gave a truly horrible answer. Because I just want to remind everybody, and I'm sure a lot of you know this going in, Nancy Pelosi is one of the most successful people in the history of Wall Street when it comes to the decision-making she's had as far as a stock buyer is concerned, as far as a customer in Wall Street is concerned. She's one of the most successful, certainly in the version of where she started to where she is now. And so for her to claim she knows nothing about it really is shocking and seems to be an additional admission that she's been trading on insider secrets for quite some time.
Let me just read what he said. I'm sorry that we had some sort of technical issue. Nancy Pelosi became rich.
Why do you have to read that? We're here to talk about the 60th anniversary of Medicaid. That's what I agreed to come to talk about.
Yeah, but I wanted
what that means in the election.
I wanted to give you a chance just to respond. He accused you of insider trading. What's your response to that?
That's ridiculous. In fact, I very much support the stop the trading of members of Congress. Not that I think anybody's doing anything wrong. If they are prosecuted and they go to jail. But because of the confidence it instills in the American people, don't worry about this. But I have no concern about the obvious investments that had been made over time. I'm not into it. My husband is, but it isn't anything to do with anything insider. But the president has his own exposure, so he's.
Yes, shut up. Now I want her to shut up because now she's going to pivot it to Trump and claim how it's all about Trump. How amazing is that answer, by the way? If you were really, really guilty of stuff, like really, truly guilty of the insider trading you've been accused of, and it's so obvious. Like, it's not the kind of thing, I don't think any American, any hardcore Democrat, if she was brought into a courtroom and asked how she could trade and succeed to this level for this long while being a longtime politician, and it was discovered that she has taken a whole bunch of secrets and used them to her own financial benefit, I don't think any American would be surprised. They'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. That seems to be exactly what she's doing. And so her answer is so terribly obvious in furthering that idea. And I love the fact she didn't even want to answer a question. She's like, how dare you read this? This isn't what I want to talk about. My personal wealth and how I accumulated it over years and years of being a public servant who was given information that nobody else had, which would make it easier to succeed on the stock market, especially if you're going to say you know nothing about it. And your husband's the one doing all the investing because you're telling him what to buy and what to sell based on the information you have. It's insane. But I also love the fact that she said, since she's probably not long for being a politician anymore, especially if they cut off the money that she's been making off of her political career, that she says she's willing to support an idea that prevents Wall Street and our political system from being as intertwined as they are. She better say that, and it better actually be true. They really should vote to prevent that from happening because, come on, this is ridiculous. And a very easy way for companies to influence the decision-making of politicians. They don't even have to cut them a check anymore. They're just like, we got some good information for you. We know what stocks your husband should buy. Go ahead and vote this way on this thing, and then we'll go ahead and give you this information, and we'll all benefit from it. It's disgusting and terrible. All right, we'll take a break. A lot coming up. This is Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
There's something timeless about radio. It's where stories are told, ideas are shared, and communities stay connected. Our generation grew up with it, and we still believe in the power of tuning in. At Howard Bailey Financial, we believe planning for retirement should feel just as familiar and trusted. That's why we're bringing real conversations and practical advice to the airwaves. Join us every Sunday at 9 p.m. for our Retire with Purpose Radio Hour, right here on 93.1 WIBC. We'll talk about what really matters in retirement, income you can count on, choices you can feel good about, and a future that reflects your values. Because some things, like good planning and good radio, never go out of style. Howard Bailey Financial, retirement planning that speaks your language. Howard Bailey Securities LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com. The Retire with Purpose radio hour is a paid placement on each earning station.
Have recent storms caused damage to your roofing or siding? Cochran Exteriors is now offering free inspections to assess the condition of your home, from blown-offs to full replacements. Cochran Exteriors knows the insurance process and will make your home as good as new as fast as possible. Trust a company that was here before the storm and will be long after. For your free, no-obligation consultation, schedule today at CochranExteriors.com or call 317-ROOFING. Cochran Exteriors, referred for a reason for over 15 years.
Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln & Fishers. Come see the full line of breathtaking Lincoln vehicles at Indiana's premier Lincoln dealership. From the moment you arrive at Tom Roush Lincoln, you'll know you've arrived. Shop over 200 new Lincolns in our state-of-the-art family-owned and operated dealership with no pressure. Just the award-winning service and respect you deserve. Plus, with any new Lincoln, your first 5 oil changes are on us. Luxury awaits you at Tom Roush Lincoln & Fishers.
First 5 oil changes complimentary with any new Lincoln purchase or lease. See dealer for complete details.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry!
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it.
Woo!
Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Reach your fitness goals in 2025 with a 20-minute once-a-week program at Exercise Inc. 5 locations now in Fishers. Visit exerciseinc.com.
Matt Bear, how do our roads look?
Greg, it's Carmel. We have a crash on eastbound 465 going to 31 Meridian, and that ramp is open. It is partially blocked. It's caused us to slow down back to 865. And then northbound 465, stop and go after 86th Street into that 865 interchange. Inbound 69 delayed from 116th Street down to 82nd. That's a 7-minute delay. On the east side, crash westbound 465 at Arlington Avenue, blocking 2 left lanes, stopping traffic back past 465, almost a post road delay at 16 minutes. Northbound 65 at Grind, Keystone Avenue into the south split. That's an 11-minute delay. Eastbound 70 crash at West Street, causing stop and go traffic back to Holt Road. Watch out for flooding here today. We've had reports of flooding on the interstates from way earlier this morning. Doesn't mean it's not out there anymore, especially watch out for the viaducts. Earlier this morning, cars underwater at 10th and Sherman, so that's a potential today as well. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. There is a flood warning in effect until about noon today. Right now, showers and thunderstorms likely before 1 o'clock as well happening. Now, steady temperatures around 71, 72 right now in downtown Indianapolis, along with rain, fog, mist, all that stuff. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
It's National Carpet Cleaning Month, and Zero Res is celebrating. Get 3 rooms Zero Resified and get 1 room free and $50 off air duct cleaning too. ZeroResIndy.com.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Greg Collins filling in. You got Matt. You have Carl hanging out as they do every single morning on this show. There's a new controversy in the world of the Sydney Sweeney ad campaign that made people think that they were calling for white supremacy or something, which I'm still amused by, her American Eagle campaign, and the idea that Sydney Sweeney has a good genetics because she's hot. And I do like what I don't know if you guys saw this, what American Eagle put out in response to it. Did you guys see that statement?
I did not know.
Okay. So the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle response statement is pretty, I hope it's real. Part of me is wondering if it's not real, and then I shouldn't read it. But I'll read it on the off chance that it is real. They said in their response that they thought that, they wouldn't have gotten this much of a controversy because they underestimated just how great, I'm paraphrasing, just how great Sydney Sweeney would look in their jeans, and also how large a part of her body would be. 2 parts of her body, in fact, would be. They said they underestimated the significance of that portion of Sydney Sweeney's body, which no one else did or would, and that's why they think this has gone so viral. Made no mention to white supremacy or any of that stuff, because the ad is not about that at all, and incredibly stupid that people think it is. But they said their fault on, using someone as hot as Sydney Sweeney in an ad campaign.
Off the top of my head, I think that's the perfect reaction. I mean, just own it. There's no reason to apologize here. Obviously, you aren't trying to sell to just white people. You don't want your American Eagle jeans to be only for the white market. None of that is real. So just address it, be like, and they're essentially saying, hey, our ad campaign worked. And that's all. There's nothing you can do about it. And because you made it go viral, we're going to sell that many more pairs of jeans. So I think this is the perfect statement. This is the perfect way it responds in the world of public relations. Well done.
Yeah, I can actually read the real thing. I just got a message from somebody saying, just read the real thing. Fine. To whom it may concern, we sincerely apologize for featuring Sydney Sweeney in our recent advertisement. In hindsight, we underestimated the combined impact of her blue eyes, blonde hair, and general hotness. Also, we did not realize how big her boobs would be. Our marketing team has been sent to denim sensitivity training. Thank you for your feedback. Please stop emailing us, American Eagle. It is funny. It is. The reason I'm even bringing this up, too, is apparently Dunkin' Donuts is getting in on this trend. They put up a video of some young actor guy. I don't watch this show, but he's in a TV show. The Summer I Got Hot or something is the name of the show. I think it used to be a movie. The Summer I Turned Pretty is the name of the show. And this actor is talking about his genetics in it and how he's a good-looking dude and he's, a white dude. And apparently now people are upset about this ad. And it seems like Dunkin' Donuts is trying to lean in a little bit to go viral because they obviously don't mean the thing that the woke people are saying they mean. And it seems like a pretty easy way to get their ad shared a crap ton of times, which is happening. So Dunkin' Donuts is the latest company to be accused of something that seems like it might work as far as the value of advertising in general, yet it's seen by a lot of people.
I know it's not like the first question, that's really bothering people this morning, but I wonder if this controversy would keep somebody like this actor or Sydney Sweeney from getting jobs in Hollywood. Because of the response alone and how progressive that Hollywood is, I wonder if this would keep them from getting work. If that's the case, I might be a little bit concerned about that if I was in either's position. I mean, that's a real thing. I would suspect.
I think maybe, and who knows, maybe someone's going to send in some sort of angry letter to us because they love this actor guy. I've never heard of him. Maybe it's more true for him that the dude in the Summer I Turned Pretty show might not do well being someone who seems to be courting controversy, especially since this came out second too. It does seem as though they're leaning in, even though I don't think any of it's real. I think it's all real stupid. Like they seem to be leaning into it. So there might be a reason to avoid him. But Sydney Sweeney, come on, man. Like, I think she's going to have work for as long as she wants to have work in the industry, or at least for how long she stays as hot as she is right now, because she's a very, very popular actress, put in a bunch of things and succeeding. It's not just that she looks good, but she's like the it Hollywood person right now. I think she could make an even worse campaign and still get hired for jobs. I think she'd actually have to say something like truly racist or horrible in order to stop getting hired.
Sydney Sweeney could go be a stand-up comedian this weekend and sell the joint out.
She'd crush.
That's how much. That's how popular she is. She could release a record, like Paris Hilton used to do, and Lindsay Lohan. These actors. I call Paris Hilton.
Didn't she sell her bathwater? Didn't that happen somewhat recently?
They were doing everything, anything for attention. Okay. And she didn't even try to do anything other than make a buck here, other than go get work and work with American Eagle. And
I got to be honest, that's a unique level of celebrity status when people will buy your bathwater. So I feel like at that point she's fine. She's doing okay. Another story I saw out there. This is kind of gross, but we're going to do it. We just talked about bathwater. Apparently, a study that happened in France demonstrated that men not only find it attractive, but actually physically calm down when they smell women's BO, but only certain times. This is a super weird story. I know, it's true. It's true, though. As women get closer to ovulation, apparently a couple of chemicals in their body start to be mass-produced into their armpits, And if men smell those chemicals, they are relaxed, and they actually describe the women as more attractive when they look at their faces. It's a real thing. We can't stop it. It's a human pheromone thing. But apparently, and I guess France of all places, I think France is known for not really caring about body odor in the first place.
Armpit
might be
hair.
part of the reason. And what's that?
Women don't shave their armpits.
Yeah. That's not a part of it. That's not a part of the ad. I didn't think anyone said that it was attractive in that way. But apparently they said that they have, like, proof that this is something that men might actually be attracted to. It's definitely not true in reverse. Women do not find any smells from men to be attractive. But at least this thing is out there to say that women, I don't know. In my own life, my wife or anyone I ever dated, this is a weird thing to say, like, they don't really sweat. Like, we'll go to the gym and we'll both work out, and I'll see her working out and me working out, and we'll leave and I'll be like, why aren't you drenched in sweat like I am? It just doesn't seem to be a thing that occurs. And I don't know if there's a trick to it. Am I being, tricked in some way? Or is sweating just a less likely thing?
We all have our fetishes, Craig. That's the first thing. I have a jar of hair from all my ex-girlfriends, little strands of hair.
That's fine.
Totally listen, if it's a real thing, I mean, all right, I'm going to bring this down to the very basic level, and I'm going to make it a little squishy here. I mean, if you're in love with somebody, everything they do is attractive, right? I mean, if you love a woman, okay. Well, let's say the first month you're in love. The first month you're in love with her, I mean, she could... anything can have you be like, aw. I mean, she could be sitting there yelling at you, be like, our first fight, this is gorgeous, right? I'm just screaming at you. You'd be like, this is great. It's later in the relationship, but I've never been turned on by a woman's body odor. That's never happened. And I would like to. I mean, I don't want, am I a misogynist? Because I'm not turned on by a woman's body odor?
No,
okay.
Not at all.
All right.
No, not at all. I just thought it was interesting that they're saying there's specific chemicals that come out around the time when someone is ovulating, that if men smell those chemicals, even in the BO, they might find the person more attractive. I imagine it's going to start to be in, like, perfumes and stuff soon, whatever these chemicals are. And then we'll see. Not all of it, just the chemicals that they're saying are valuable. But yeah.
You're at the club and she smells like BO. You're like, yeah, that's for me.
By the way, this is the first time in the show that I could truly tell that Matt Baer is not married when he said that anything that your woman does is attractive if you're in love with them, because it's not. And for me, even more so, my wife is annoyed by so many things that I do. I feel like the next time I snore, she's just going to punch me closed fist in the face. Like, that's going to be a thing that happens.
She's going to throw and hit you in the head with the CPAP machine.
She probably will. The CPAP that I still don't use, because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put that thing on. All right, we'll take a break. A lot more. Probably healthy if I did start using it. I'm not going to do it. Matt Baer's got your traffic.
Oh, they're Nirvana, man. Looking at eastbound 465 to 31 on the north side. That's a crash on the exit ramp. Slow traffic back to Michigan Road a little bit beyond. Inbound 69 stop and go from 116th Street, 282nd. Crash cleanup continues. It is westbound 70 at Arlington Avenue. 2 left lanes closed. Traffic stop back to Post Road. Northbound 65 jammed up from Keystone Avenue to the South Split for a 14-minute delay. And then looking at eastbound 465 on the south side, crash before Man Road, slowing us down to Kentucky Avenue. Crash westbound 465 after Man Road, slowing us down to I-69. I've had a lot of flooding reported this morning, so watch out for the Viaduct City streets. Any place you might have a little bit of flooding, not to mention traffic lights that are dark. You have to take turns at those intersections. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry. Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Fill your tank. Don't drain your wallet. Sam's Club lets you save time at the pump with Scan and Go checkout at Sam's Club fuel stations. Just scan the QR code on the pump and pay. Visit your local Sam's Club today.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Casey's being a lazy bum and took the day off, so I couldn't possibly carry on without her. I'm out too.
In the meantime, listen to the guys taking our place Thursday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
You know, sometimes dealing with home service contractors can be frustrating, whether it's missed appointments, sloppy workmanship, or just a general sense of indifference about helping you. Frustrating hardly describes that experience, Hammer.
And that's why we want to welcome a new advertiser to the Hammer and Nigel family, somebody you're going to be hearing quite a bit about in the coming months, Victor's Home Solutions.
Victor's installs the highest quality roofs available for your home, and they take all those negative stereotypes and turn them on their head.
They start with the basics, prompt, follow-up, showing up to appointments on time. And then they go above and beyond with installation teams that are so skilled, so precise, that Victor's is able to offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install.
5-star customer service and perfect installation. You're going to be really impressed with Victor's. They're the only roofer Hammer and I recommend to our listeners. It all starts with a free 21-point roof inspection. Call 1-866-VICTORS or victors.com.
Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down.
Don't let pneumococcal pneumonia break your stride. If you're 50 or older, you're at increased risk. So be proactive with Capvaxive pneumococcal 21-valent conjugate vaccine to help protect against invasive pneumococcal disease and pneumonia caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive helps protect against the strains of bacteria that cause about 30% more IPD cases than any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national-level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Capvaxive does not protect against all strains. For more information, call 1-800-927-8888 or visit capvaxive.com. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive. Need help paying for your Merck vaccine? Visit merckhelps.com. Sponsored by Merck.
Your child is 18, and suddenly you no longer have legal access to their medical info, even in an emergency. No health decisions, no financial help, nothing, unless you plan ahead. That's why Trust and Will created the Young Adult Plan. It includes HIPAA authorization, healthcare directives, and power of attorney. Everything your child needs to stay protected and stay connected. Go to trustandwill.com and get your Young Adult Plan for just $69, because turning 18 shouldn't mean cutting parents out of the picture. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will. It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Open the lid on a carton of Bluebell Homemade in the Shade, and you'll have it made, so to speak. It's a combination of our top-selling homemade vanilla ice cream with a swirl of rich chocolate fudge sauce. Enjoy an instant classic.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell Ice Cream at your local grocer and pick up your favorite flavor today. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indie Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Offer ends September 1st. IndieDecorativeConcrete.com.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220 or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A foot chase, a search warrant, and then a gunshot. Light rain on radar in downtown Indianapolis, where it's 72 degrees. We're going up to 78 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick, and here's what's trending at 8:31. Near IU's South Bend campus on Wednesday, near the city's southeast side, Justin Huffkins was found dead inside of a home after police heard a single gunshot. What began as a drug investigation turned into an hours-long SWAT standoff, and Huffkins trading shots with cops.
I don't know what was found inside the residence at this point. It takes a little bit different turn than once we have an officer-involved shooting and with a fatality. So we have investigators here that are investigating that.
And that is Sergeant Ted Bonner of Indiana State Police talking to WNDU-TV. And South Bend State Police are the lead agency in this. A police report filed by a woman against an Indianapolis City County councilor and a decision.
The Fishers Police Department, because their thorough investigation and after looking at all the facts and evidence, have closed the case against me and are not pressing any charges. The last few weeks have been a whirlwind. I'm very grateful to law enforcement for looking at a serious issue like this and for their professionalism throughout the process.
And that is Indianapolis City County Councilor Nick Roberts on social media. A woman who he dated a couple of times said that on the second date he groped her, and Fishers police said they did not find enough evidence to file charges against him. It can take about 30 to 40 minutes of steady rain to flood an area, says Andrew White at the National Weather Service.
We're going to see this rain sticking around through about mid-morning with coverage decreasing as we go into the afternoon.
And White says the good news, flooding around 10th and Sherman on the city's east side is receding. Cars that were stuck underwater are now just stuck in a lot of mud, less humid and less hot this weekend as well, says White. There was talk about whether former Vice President Kamala Harris would run for California governor. Now a decision has been made. Here's Fox's Kevin Court.
The Vice President of the United States under Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, says she will not run for governor in California in 2026, putting to end, at least for now, the speculation that she might seek the state's top executive role. Quoting now, "I have given serious thought to asking the people of California for the privilege to serve as their governor. I love this state. It is my home. But after deep reflection, I've decided that I will not run for governor in this election." Now, the last two words of that statement should not be overlooked, as it is obvious it leaves the door ajar for maybe another political opportunity in the future at the top job in the state.
And she was considered a serious contender against California Governor Gavin Newsom. And a Florida man has been arrested for stealing Smokey Bear signs from a state forest in Orlando. Florida cops say this guy was peddling the signs on Facebook Marketplace for $1,900 a piece before he was busted. Sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. The Indiana Fever are climbing in the WNBA standings.
Final score, Fever 107, Mercury 101. And now you know the Fever have won 3 in a row.
And that's John Nolan on the Indiana Fever Radio Network. The Fever hit the road for 4 games out west starting tomorrow in Dallas. Head coach Stephanie White says it was Ari McDonald's effort with 27 points, a career high, that brought the Fever a win.
Ari gives us another player who can get downhill. Her speed was on full display today. Another player who can handle the ball.
And tomorrow night's game in Dallas tips off at 7:30. IU football team started fall practice yesterday, and IU head football coach Kurt Signetti says he wants to remind his team to stay humble.
You got to put the work in. You got to find the edge every day. It's that kind of business where the margin for error is very slim.
And they kick off their preseason schedule, or they kick off their season schedule against Old Dominion August 30th. And the NFL preseason starts tonight. The Lions and the Chargers in the Hall of Fame game in Canton. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:35. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Ryan. East side crash westbound 70 at Arlington Avenue. Left shoulder block. Traffic is slow from Post Road through the 465 interchange. Downtown crash eastbound 70 after Wen Street, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Belmont Avenue. South side northbound 65 jams for an 11-minute delay. 465 to the south split. It's a construction zone. And then checking out northbound 65 Southport Road to 465. That's also slow because of construction. South side crash westbound to 465 after Man Road. That has a slow to I-69. Crash south side eastbound 465 before Man Road, blocking the left lane stop-and-go traffic to Kentucky Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry. Offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Showers and thunderstorms mainly before 1 o'clock, happening now and throughout the morning today. Steady temperature of about 71, maybe a high of 75 after the thunder and lightning all stop. 73 right now in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. A bunch of stuff to talk about out there. But President Trump is making trade deals, baby. Squeezed like a lemon, I think is Politico's response, or Politico's headline. Not exactly fans of the president, but the White House has been successful in getting a lot of countries, South Korea the latest among them, to agree to 2 things. There's 2 things you pay attention to in all of these different trade deals. The first one is that the ability for the United States to export our goods to other places is going to get a lot easier. The biggest way in which countries have been taking advantage of us is they've been putting barriers in place, whether that's tariffs of their own or something else, that doesn't allow the United States to export product to the degree that we should be giving it to all of our trade partners. We have a tremendous amount of trade deficits. The president has talked about this, showed us all in a giant, blow-up thing that he presented to the American people a while ago, a science project, if you will, version of a cardboard cutout. And essentially, the first big win will be reducing those restrictions. The second one will be getting the reciprocal version of stuff sent into our country with tariffs tied to it. More and more countries will agree. South Korea seems to have agreed to 15% tariffs to something. And this, honestly, I don't know. I assume a whole lot of people know this, although sometimes when I bring it up in conversations with like friends and family, people don't know this. The United States used to make most of its money via tariffs for a long time in the history of our country and not actually make it via taxes to the American people. Now we do the opposite. President Trump has said that with tariffs, he might eventually be able to get rid of federal income tax for the American people, which would be wildly popular. Not just the tax cuts that he has put in place, but at some point, and I know that that's like it'll never actually happen, but who knows? Maybe it could happen thing. But if it does, it would be amazing, and people would be thrilled by it. And the last part, and this is something else that I've been saying more often to people in my own life that I talk to, when media tells you that any tariff is actually paid for by the consumer, they're making a very lazy assumption. They're not actually thinking about all the variables that go into play that could make that untrue. For example, the person who's importing the product here to the United States might refuse to pay the price they've been paying before. They might lower the price, and they might blame tariffs as the reason we're sorry we can't import that at the same rate anymore. We have to do this. In that version of a thing, the cost of the product stays the same, and the people eating the cost are the people sending stuff to the United States because we're refusing to pay the same price. And then finally, and this is just something I usually remind people who tell me the tariffs have to hurt the American people, they can't possibly do anything beneficial. You could not buy things. You could choose, if things are too expensive, to not purchase them. And hopefully enough stuff is made by the United States, and a lot of companies are now investing in creating and manufacturing here, that you find a cheaper version. It's not made in China anymore, the cheapest version. It's made right here in the U.S. And so you buy that, and that benefits our companies too. All these things are possible as far as tariffs are concerned. They're fairly logical assumptions, and yet a bunch of people seem incapable of making them and only talking about them one way. But again, and the reason to bring this up at all is President Trump, mostly on Truth Social, has revealed a bunch of, I think according to Bloomberg, unleashed a flurry of trade surprises on the eve of his deadline, which would be tomorrow, for tariffs to be quite a bit larger on a whole lot of places. And remember, a whole lot of pundits told us that the only thing that was going to happen based on tariffs was going to be horrible, terrible increases of prices, terrible, horrible economic things were going to happen. I think Jim Cramer was the most hilarious in telling us that it was going to be the Great Depression 2.0. And so far, none of that has happened. In fact, the economy and Wall Street are doing quite well. Nancy Pelosi is doing quite well still, sadly. But that's a real thing that's out there in the world. So I just think it's funny and interesting that as we're getting closer and closer to this deadline and Trump keeps winning, someone somewhere is going to tell us he's not winning, because how dare he go through this fight that benefited all of us. All right, quick break. A little more coming up. It's Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
It's hot out there. The weather's hot.
And when we say hot,
But the headlines, they're even hotter.
I mean extremely hot.
The news of the day is heating up.
IMPD officers shot at least 3 times. One suspect was also shot.
Diego Morales, Secretary of State, and his bizarro international travel.
Playing out right in front of us every single day.
Stay cool.
Finally, a cool down is coming.
Stay informed.
All the information right here.
Stay with 93 WIBC.
Everyone is talking about Galaxy concrete coatings and their transformation.
like your neighbor Dennis.
I was in the process of refinishing my garage and, trying to turn it into a man cave. So I started searching, online, and I ran across Galaxy.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is not epoxy. It's better.
First thing I wanted to do initially is I wanted to repair where the concrete had eroded. They said they could do that. I said, well, heck, let me go ahead and get the entire floor covered.
Commercial or residential, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
They were so courteous and respectful of the home and the property. And when they're done, they cleaned up, picked up, swept up. It was like they were never there.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com now. That's Galaxy Concrete Coatings. And remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We're out of this world.
I would recommend Galaxy over any other competitor, hands down. You're going to be taken care of and you're going to be satisfied. These guys know what they're doing.
The deals at Andy Moore Ford just keep on coming. The red, white, and new sales event. Get independence from car payments with no payments for 3 months and enjoy your freedom in the new Ford F-150 Super Crew or that absolutely amazing Ford Mustang with 0% APR financing for 48 months. Save $15,000. That's $15,000 off MSRP on new 2024 F-150s or Expeditions, or buy a new Ford Super Duty truck for under $40,000. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield is your spot for all the Super Duty trucks. They've got 175 trucks to choose from right there on the lot at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. And with more to your door, simply purchase your vehicle online and they'll deliver it to your door. Andy Moore Ford, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at andymoreford.com. That's MOHR.
I love Andy.
andymoreford.com.
An official message from Medicare.
I'm saving money on my Medicare prescriptions. Maybe you can save too. With Medicare's Extra Help program, my premium is 0 and my out-of-pocket costs are low. Who should apply? Single people making less than $24,000 a year, or married couples who make less than $32,000. Even if you don't think you qualify, it pays to find out.
Go to ssa.gov/extrahelp. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
What if one day could change the trajectory of your life? A sharpening of character, a challenge to grow deeper, stand stronger, and lead better in faith, family, and purpose. At the Life Church Men's Event on Saturday, August 2nd, you'll hear raw truth from men who've been through the fire. You'll worship, connect, and leave with more than inspiration. You'll leave with a battle plan. Show up, lean in, let God do the rest. Register at lifechurchin.com.
Matt Bear, how do the roads look?
Really tough stretch on the south side here, Craig, as we check out this I-69 construction zone. What's left of a crash going northbound 69 to 465. The ramp is open, but it is partially blocked. And continuing westbound 465, it is a stalled vehicle after the White River, and it's on the shoulder right now. Traffic stop and go back to I-69. And then another problem on westbound 465. This is after Man Road. It is a crash on the shoulder. Northbound 65 south side, stop traffic south Keystone Avenue into the south split for a 13-minute delay. Crash downtown, eastbound 70 after Meridian Street. This is backed up to Tibbs Avenue, delay time of 17 minutes. Inbound 69, stop and go traffic from 106th Street to 96. And on the northwest side, northbound 465, stop and go traffic from 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Make summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. It looks like we have showers and thunderstorms mainly before 1 o'clock. Steady temperatures around 71 as well today. It looks like eventually this stuff is going to end. There's also a flood warning in effect until about noon. 73 right now in downtown Indianapolis. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
The golf outing powered by Franciscan Health is teeing off next week, Thursday, August 7th at the Legends Golf Club in Franklin. Think chill drinks, killer views, and nothing but good times on the green. Spots are going fast. Go to 1075thefan.com to save yours.
Uh-oh. I know this one, but I don't know this one. Oh, man, I know this one. This is Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. It's the television theme song game that Carl plays every single day on the show. I'm going to have to go to phone a friend because I recognize it, but it's not coming to me. Matt Baird, do you know what the theme song is that he's playing?
This is Singled Out, Craig.
How great would that be if it was that old dating show, Singled Out? Which was a great show.
Indiana. Think Indiana.
Think Indiana. It's Twin Peaks?
Community.
I don't know.
Parks and Recreation.
I don't know. All right. We're good.
The chat room's going to know.
No.
As the world turns.
Might know.
Come on.
Stranger Things.
Yeah. Finally.
Yeah, well, I cheated. Claudia and Mike both said it on the chat after you mentioned the chat, so I looked at it, and yeah, you're right. Stranger Things. I barely watched that show. I watched, like, the first season of that and then kind of stopped watching it. So, I'm good from that point on.
Stranger Things is like one of those Game of Thrones I know that I'd love if I watched and just sat down and did it.
Oh, Game of Thrones is great, man.
That's what everybody says, has dragons and naked people.
Yeah, see, it's totally different than Stranger Things. I don't think there were any naked people in Stranger Things. There's a bunch in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I think Game of Thrones would have been more my thing. I'll just say, thank you, Carl.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was a great show. Fantastic. Except the last season. Don't watch it. Blow up your television before you turn it on.
Everybody hates the last season. Everybody hates the finale. It doesn't matter what show it is.
It's genuinely terrible. No, that's not true. There's some shows that have great finales, but the ones that I remember are the ones that have terrible ones, like Lost, horrible finale. How I Met Your Mother, terrible finale, and this, terrible finale. But yeah, there's good ones. I'm sure they're out there. Seinfeld, I like the ending to Seinfeld. Do you guys like it or no?
I never saw the Seinfeld ending, no. I never get into Seinfeld very much because I suck.
Carl, do you know what I'm talking about with the ending to Seinfeld?
I thought it was okay. I was never really a big fan of Seinfeld. It was okay.
Controversial. They just all go to prison, which means they're just stuck in a cell.
Oh, that sucks.
They go to jail for being bad people, and it's a whole episode of all the terrible things their characters did over the course of the show, and they are awful people. So it's kind of a funny reason to go to jail, but also a nice way to revisit a lot of the show and some of the most amazing characters in it.
Okay,
yeah,
so everybody just got sent to prison for the same thing? I mean, no days suspended?
Well, yeah, for anyone that didn't see it, and I don't know why we're talking about I'm going to do it now, Matt, because no, it's fine. I like this. They witness a guy on the street, and they don't help him, go through a problem. And so because they didn't help him, they get sued. And then a bunch of people get called in to demonstrate how they're awful people. So in the court case, it's shown that they don't have good character, and for that reason, they go to jail. I think they're supposed to go to jail for a year, but it's also a great way to pause the show, because essentially by ending the show that way, all the characters are in jail. So if you ever picked it back up, they'd get out of prison, which they obviously never did. But that's a great way to also put them in a situation where I'm not really curious what all the characters are doing. They're in jail together.
Yeah, it makes a great case for debtors prison, too, for that matter, which I would be in at the moment. So,
by the way, we can do it this way if people want to send in messages on social media for what their favorite TV show finale is with just a couple minutes left. Bob Newhart was incredible. That is a great show and a great ending. Do you guys know about that one? Or
yes, I remember. My parents were big Newhart fans, and we'd watch the little song, at the beginning. I thought it was a fun show. I mean, my brother and I grew up saying, "Hi, my name's Larry. This is my brother Daryl. This is my brother Matt." I mean,
yes.
As little kids, that was funny, Craig.
Who made the joke where they woke up in a bed with Bob Newhart to end their show? Didn't somebody else do that?
I think so. I can't remember.
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember who it was. Some other show copied that ending, and then it's just them and Bob Newhart in bed together for whatever reason.
I want to see the show. I think it sounds
all right. Somebody in the chat will probably tell me about that, too. All right, we just have just a couple minutes left here. I did find this interesting. The 10 most hated foods in America, according to the internet. YouGov.com did this poll. Number 1, anchovies. 56% of people either dislike or fully hate them. They are terrible. Number 2, liver. Number 3, sardines. 55 and 52% hate or dislike those items. Do we agree on all those?
I've never had any of those, to be honest.
Okay. Really?
Maybe I haven't. I just haven't known it in my life. I just think it's one of those things where people are anchovies and be like, yeah, I don't want to eat those. Or, just because everybody else says that. I mean, it's really, if onions isn't on the list, then it's not a good list because onions should absolutely be on that list.
You don't like onions?
No, onions suck, man.
Onions do suck. I agree with him. They're not enough suck to be on the top of this list, though, man. Like they're just regular suck. Like if I have onions on my sandwich, I can eat them. I would not eat it if sardines or anchovies snuck their way on there. Number 4 was the most hilarious to me because it's tofu, and my wife at times tries to get me to eat like not meat stuff, and it's always terrible. And she always tries to pretend that it is meat. And we sit there we have an argument at the table as I'm eating it. I'm like, this isn't meat. I know this isn't meat, and you're not going to be able to convince me it is meat. And then eventually I find the box, and I'm like, see, yet again, it's not meat. Not once has she actually successfully had me eat something that's fake meat that she claimed was delicious meat.
See, I have a big range of taste. I'll try anything. I really will. The first time. One of my favorite foods now is Ethiopian food. I just tried it like a couple months ago. It's divine. It's just absolutely amazing. The first time I tried tofu, it reminded me of when I was eating glue in the second grade. It just had that texture to it. That it was just, there was not only no flavor, but the flavor that was there, it was, I'm serious. It tastes like, I don't know the exact, like dead. Like not dead, like something that just lays in your mouth and it doesn't do anything.
It's awful. Yeah, I agree.
It was awful is a better way to put that, yeah.
By the way, I'll put a couple things out there. MASH was another show that a couple people on social media said they love as far as an ending goes. Kat and some others. I agree with that. MASH was a great finale and a great show, honestly. And then Star Trek Voyager. I've never seen a Star Trek episode in my life. Never watched it, never seen it, don't have interest in it really. Don't love Star Wars either. Like, I don't hate Star Wars. People seem surprised by that I'm not a giant Star Wars nerd guy. And I'm not judging you if you are. I just think the movies are okay. They're not great. They're all right.
Well, we had a run of it that wasn't very good here lately. You know, Disney got a hold of it and it made everything, you know, fun and cutesy and all that. And you know, people with a little more grit like myself just weren't really turned on by those movies. I mean, I grew up with Empire Strikes Back, you know, where everybody loses at the end. Every good guy loses. And it teaches you a life lesson, baby, let me tell you. There was kind of a darker side to that first trilogy, at least the way I see it. And then the latest trilogy just didn't do much for anything. So, you know, I mean, it didn't create any, maybe like new diehard fans like we were when we were kids, you know, being middle-aged and everything. And maybe it did, I don't know, but it wasn't the same cup of tea.
It wasn't really good. But even the original movies, like, yes, Empire Strikes Back is a uniquely special movie. Avengers Infinity War did it better. They also had everybody lose at the end, and they did it better. It's a better movie. That's a hot take. We're done. Show's over. I know. I said it. I'm going to live with it. I accept it. Everybody hates me now. See you later. I'll be back tomorrow. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News. Matt's got your traffic.
Adios, Craig. Looking at eastbound 70 downtown crash at West Street, and traffic is backed up to Holt Road. South